Hi. Hi, guys. It's been a minute. I know. It's been a minute, but your girl's been busy. Okay. I think I want to talk about Venus aspects because the North Node is in Taurus, right? And North Node is where we're going towards. And collectively, right now, it's in Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. I miss y'all too. Hey, Grace. Hey, Nordia. Hey, Haley. What up, Gold Angel? Hey, Brett. Hey, Juju. What's up, y'all? It's so good to see you guys or be with y'all energetically. Hey, Deborah. You're bored at work needing something. Yes, here we go. Hey, hey, hey. So I had an interview today. Videos about rectifications, decans, and risings. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Haley girl. Thank you for the compliment. It's a twist out. So I think we're going to talk about Venus aspects. I love me a cold water, even though I know you're not supposed to drink cold water. I know. I think we're going to talk about Venus aspects because everybody's interested in relationships. Everybody's interested in love language. Everybody's interested in money. So we can talk about money in a bunch of different ways. So I'm just going to go through some aspects, and you guys have aspects to your Venus, and the one that would be the most prominent is the closest degree that you have to your Venus. So that's what, you know what I'm saying, your relationships, your money is going to be like, your support system, how you feel about yourself, because essentially Venus is both in Taurus, which is an earth sign, and it's in Libra, which is an air sign. So it's about how you feel valued, appreciated, and what you think you're worth to other people, compared to other people, right? Libra is balancing the scale. This is what I feel like I'm worth. What do you feel like you're worth? That's what Venus is. And that's where the discussion comes. Negotiations, because Libra is a masculine sign, whereas Taurus is a feminine sign. All Taurus and all water, all earth and water signs are feminine. All air and fire signs are masculine. Okay. So if you are a person who's ruled by Libra or Taurus, you are a Venus person. Venus is your planet. If you are a person with a Libra South Node, if you are a person with Venus in the 12th house, Venus in Scorpio, Venus conjunct Neptune, Venus conjunct Mars, Venus, any aspects. Okay. This is going to be important to you because relationships are important. How we feel in somebody else's presence is very important, right? We either, and the thing with Venus and Taurus is it wants you to be consistent in how you value yourself. Venus and Taurus is about reliability, consistency, the same thing over and over again. Okay. Hi, Boo. And so, whereas Venus in Libra, when it comes to your relationships, which is what Libra is, you're negotiating your Venus values. You're negotiating your self worth. And some of us are have very karmic heavy Venus placements where we need help in the Venus department, which then also impacts our money. It impacts our self-esteem. It impacts the company we keep. It impacts the time, the things that we spend on, what we spend our money on, who we spend our money with. It impacts everything. Venus is in Vedic astrology. Taurus rules the earth. This is a Venus plane. We are on in a Venus world. So if we were in a video game, regardless of what rising you have, Cancer rising, Sagittarius rising, you are still in a Venus place. All right. So we need to understand our Venus placement. It rules everything. If we think about, and always remember when I'm talking about astrology, I'm talking about the sister sign. So if you hear me coming up with concepts, it's because I'm drawing in the other sign from the other side and bringing it in. So Venus and Taurus is Taurus Venus is about what we materially value. So that's why you can see whatever Taurus house you got, that's what you value. All right. I have Taurus in the 11th, even though it's intercepted. I value community. I value conversation. I value my future. I value my goals. That's 11th house stuff. That's where I place a lot of my value. And so when it comes to my friends, 11th house, I have a lot of conversations with them about their dreams and their goals, which is 11th house things. If you have Taurus in your third house, you value the small things, the conversations. You value taking walks around the block. You value those late night phone calls with your best friend or with your sibling. You value going over your aunties and uncles and cousins' houses and spending time with them. That's what you value. You're the type of person to give your neighbor a gift for Christmas or something like that because you value that closeness of your community. If you have Taurus in the fifth, you value your children. You value childhood. You value creativity. You value your self esteem is built out of fifth house things. So your childhood had a lot to do with your self esteem and how you value yourself. You'll also value yourself on your dating life and maybe how hot or how maybe not active it is. So a lot of stuff. This is why it's really important to know the stories behind each archetype and seeing how it is. Whereas Libra Venus is where we tend to negotiate. We tend to be more forgiving, be more indecisive, be more compromising, more cooperative by nature. It's a place where we want another to join us. Okay. So, um, Venus in the second house, you want to make money with your partner when you get married. You want, or in a long term partnership, you want to make money with that person. It's very important for you to break bread with that person. Venus in the fourth, you want to, when you get married or with a partner, you want to buy a home together. You want to buy a property. You want to, these are the things that start happening. Venus in Libra in the 12th house, you want to share your spirituality with your partner. You want your guys's, you know, I mean, the 12th house is also psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that you're trying to do with your partner. So the 12th, doing 12th house things, that's where you're willing to negotiate. That's where you're willing to be with somebody else. Okay. So we're going to talk about Venus aspects now. So first of all, this is what I want you guys to look at. First of all, is your Venus in a cardinal, fixed, or mutable sign? Okay, that's the first step. That's the first, when we break it down astrology, is the first step. And y'all can give me a couple more likes because the numbers ain't evening out right now. Look at the numbers. They're not evening out. So let's break it down one by one. If your Venus is in a cardinal signs are Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. Sign. I'm talking about the sign first. The Venus placement is the house is extremely, it's like even like just as important. But we're talking about the mutable, the aspect, the modality first, which is the vibe, the energy of your Venus. So if you're cardinal sign, you like it to be you need someone to come up to you. Or depending on what your placements are, you go up to them. But you are direct. Okay, you want that person to be straightforward, honest. You want them to be a kind of a risk taker. You want the person to be proactive. Okay, so when you have Venus in Aries, it's about that action. You can talk all that stuff all day, but show me, show me what you're talking about. Show me. Right? That's a way different attitude versus someone who has a fixed sign. Okay, the cardinal signs, they will go get what they want. They will try again, and they can lose interest very quickly. So even Venus in Cancer, yes, you guys are emotional. If you guys are not emotionally stimulated, you guys lose interest. If you don't find the person emotionally intelligent, if you don't find them their tone nice, how they talk to you, you guys can get turned off right away. All right. If you guys are not emotionally stirred up, if they're not giving you the feelings, the vibes, they're not making you feel comfortable. That's what a Venus in Cancer is always going to say. Do I feel comfortable with you though? They're not, do I feel safe with you? No. Once that's over, it's over. But these people will want to dive into your emotions. They want to connect. These people, Venus and Cancer, want to connect. They want to connect fast. Okay. And depending on which house it is, it'll show you which way they want to connect it. All right. And then where you have Venus in Capricorn. Okay, let's just get down to business. How old are you? What school did you go to? What kind of work do you do? What's your plans? How many kids are you trying to have? What's your religion? Like these, what's the, do you look good for me and my business? I mean, is this going to work out for us? It's very transactional. Venus and Capricorn can be very transactional. Okay, it's just like let's get straight down to business. It's not saying that these people are cold. I'm saying this is the approach to how they go to it. Okay, this is how you meet these people. Okay, um, my best has Venus and Cap, and she has questions for her potential men. Okay, yes, exactly. They're gonna run it down. Does this make sense for me long term? Okay, so if it's Venus in Libra, do we look good together? Because Venus and Libra is just in love with the image. They're in love with love. They don't. Most of the times, they don't really understand love, or they understand it. The Venus and Libra is hard for them to be single. It's very hard for these people to be single. They always want to be in a relationship because Venus is at home in Libra. Venus is at home in Taurus and Libra. If it's at home in Libra, it wants to do what it wants to do. So this is why a lot of times these type of people might have two people. Okay, I'm not trying to put your business out there, but it is what it is. Y'all always got a backup option. Okay, it's just you just got to know your signs. You got to know why you do the things you do. Now you might be here with the North Node in the eighth house with Venus and Libra, you know uh, Gemini placements, all this other stuff where you need to deepen these relationships and you need to have more crucial experiences in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. So boom. But you said very much is, and I've been single for 5 years, but I be dating. Always got an option, baby. She's always booked. She's always busy because remember, these are socialites. They're very well connected people, very beautiful people, stylish people. But they got options, baby. Like they will not run out of options. So that's cardinal. Okay, cardinal. That's cardinal energy. Now, are you fixed? Venus fixed signs are Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo. So let's run it. Venus loves being in Taurus. So again, show me the money. Show me what you're worth. Like, can we buy a house together? Can we make a business together? Depends on, you know. But are you consistent? Your love language is consistent. The thing is with fixed signs do not commit. They don't commit until they commit because when they commit, babies be stuck. Okay, I have fixed signs. I know. Okay, we be staying in places for too long. That's what fixed signs do. That is the downfall of fixed. But the thing is, we're extremely committed. These can be very loyal people. These can be very consistent, reliable people. These are people that you build with. Okay, these are fixed people, so they're staying there for a season. But this can also create very stubborn people. Okay, very stubborn lovers um, in their mindset when it comes to love. Okay, and when you're fixed and you have an image in the way you want your love life to be, or what you want them to look like, it could be hard for you. And these are the people with the unrealistic standards. These are the people who are still trying to chase ideals that don't exist. Okay, they need a stable love. They need a consistent love, but not in the way that they first think. Okay, because fixed is obsessed. Okay, so we have a tendency to attract obsessed lovers, or be the obsessed one. So it can go either way, and a lot of times it plays out both ways. All right, and with fixed, it's just this like I will do whatever I have to for my partner. Like these people are just ride or die. Okay. However, let's start Venus and Taurus. Venus and Taurus loves a grounded love. They love somebody who's down to earth, somebody who is simple, pure, peaceful. They love peaceful love. They love easy love. They love love that they can rely on. These are not the type of people most of the time, depending on the other placements, they don't like a lot of action. They want it to be the same. Okay, so that they know what they're coming home to. The rest of their life might be crazy, but when I'm with you, everything is great. It's peaceful. I'm calm. So this is what they like. They like people who are very natural people who are just themselves, and they love sensuality. Okay, because Taurus is an earth sign and they love the five senses after all. Listen, we're gonna get into I'm gonna start talking about sex and astrology. then I'm really gonna get my Scorpio back. Y'all gonna be like, no, oh my God, but we grown. So this is what we're gonna talk about. Okay. And if you're not grown yet and you're watching this video, I can't control what you do. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing under eight. I can't control nothing you do, but always protect yourself. Always protect yourself. I'm a true Scorpio. Baby, you can't trust everybody. All right. So Venus and whereas Venus in Scorpio, now it's in detriment here, meaning that Venus has its home sign, which is Taurus. The opposite of that is its fall. Is its detriment. Okay, that means it doesn't like to be here. Like, I'm not comfortable here because Venus likes to just eat, spend money, wear nice clothes, or be surrounded by plush things. Like, be surrounded by a nice environment. They love things to smell good. Whereas Venus and Scorpio wants it deep. They want to know, what is the most fucked up thing you've ever done to somebody. I need to know. So I need to know what the fuck I'm getting myself into. I need to know right now, so I can make this decision if I want to crash and burn, or if I'm gonna rise like the phoenix through this love story. Like, what is the worst thing you've done? Because I'm not stupid to think that you ain't gonna do it to me. Like, let me just know now, so I know what I'm dealing with. So I know where to meter your ass. Okay, Venus in Scorpio is very cautious when it comes to love. They're very looking like, what's your motivation? Are you trying to control me? This is the obsession. This is the stalker. Okay, this is all that. Like, Venus and Scorpio, we attract stalkers. Okay, that's just, it's part of the situation, because there's this obsession with sexuality, all of that. Okay, Scorpio is very much healing, though. This is the thing about that sign. The point is to be healed through love. Okay. Thank you. Yes, y'all can hit the like button. Thank you, Thomas. To be healed through love. That's the point. Like, Scorpios come out better. If you have a Venus in Scorpio and you fall in love and you come out that shit the way you're supposed to, oh, you're gonna be a better person for it on the other side. That's the key. You're supposed to be changed by love. You're supposed to surrender to love when you have a Venus in Scorpio. When you really truly surrender to love, can't nobody stop you no more. Then you really understand what life is about. I have a Venus in Scorpio retrograde natal. That's mine. So once you really surrender to it, and you surrender to the fact that people die, people leave, things end, it's over, that just living in the present moment and loving as deeply, as passionately as you can right now is all you need, you will live so much better. Because the thing is, remember, fixed signs, we like to hold on to stuff. Like, we want the same feeling all day long, 24 hours a day, 365, all day, all day, all day. But that's not healthy. That's not how real energy moves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why very passionate people, and they like to keep their love life private. Okay, because it's in Scorpio. Whereas Venus in Libra, she likes to go out, she likes to party, she likes to socialize. Venus in Taurus, she likes to saunter. She likes to be out in the spotlight, like, look at me, I'm soft, I'm lush, like the bull and the grazing and all that kind of stuff. That's the vibe with Venus and Taurus. Venus and Scorpio is like, I'm protecting my lovers. You don't get to know. See, that's what's happening. Now, Venus and Leo, okay? Venus and Leo is giving, show me off. Do not date a Venus and Leo if you are not willing to show them off. Like, don't play with these people. All right? Don't. They want to be seen. They want their love life to be like a movie. These people are living in romantic comedies in their head. It doesn't matter which house it's in. They're living in their romantic comedies. Like, if it's in the third house, they want they hope that their best friend and their sister all find their lovers at the same time and get pregnant at the same time, and we all get married at the same time. Venus and Leo is completely different from Venus and Scorpio. Venus and Leo is, this is my king, this is my queen, this is I have to show her off. Like, don't play with these people. Like, if you're Leo dating a Scorpio, that's a square. The sex is gonna be good, but the ego thing is gonna be a problem, because Leos want to be shown off. Okay, they don't do all this hair, the makeup. They don't the clothes. They don't do that for no reason, right? They are the show. Okay, the love life is very important. So it's all about love for them, but they can also get burn out or burn the relationship up, because remember, that's Leo energy. Leo is all about is pride and ego. So a lot of pride and ego is involved. Okay. And this is where, but these people love to laugh. They love to be entertained. So baby, we need a Groupon. We need to think outside. We need to think outside the box. Take me on a picnic. Let's go for a hike. Let's do a movie night. Let's invite our friends up. Like, we need to be entertained. So don't date a Venus and Leo if you don't have a Venus in a fire sign or Venus in an air sign. Do not date them, because they will keep you running. They will keep you running. They will You're running, you're running, you're running, you're running. And especially if they have 11th house placements, they're super popular. Like, you're always going to be socializing, going to a friend's dinner. They have Libra placements. You're going to be going to couples dinners all the time. So do not get with these people if you're not on their level. You have to have fire energy if you want to be with the Venus and Leo, point blank period. And you have to have like strong sun energy. They love confident people. They're attracted to confidence. When your confidence starts slipping, you start getting unsexy to these people. Now, that's something that their pride and their ego has to, like, y'all got to chill on that, because we all have our moments where we don't feel great about ourselves. So y'all got to relax. Everyone can't be the fucking party. Okay, Venus and Leo, all life can't be a party, boo. That's why your Venus will progress to Virgo at some point in your life. Get it together. Okay, you will progress to Virgo, meaning that you will have to work at it, and realize that love is not just partying, and it's not just drama. These people are extremely dramatic. When they break up, oh my God, he left me. Yeah. Crying at the party, like, will fight with people at the party, like over a man, over, like, these people are out there. Okay, now, that's Venus and Leo. Okay, Leo, they like, Leos love to have fun. So, hey boo. Now, I'm telling you, Leos are dramatic. Okay, we're dramatic. I have fifth house energy, y'all. I'm dramatic. I'm so dramatic. So I'm with you guys. Like, I'm with y'all. We are together in this. Okay, who doesn't love a little drama? So Venus in Aquarius. This one is really interesting. So if you have Venus in Aquarius, I'm already telling you right now, 9 times out of 10, you are going to have a different relationship from every single person you've ever been around. A lot of times, if you guys, I'm generalizing right now, but this is, you are supposed to find a new approach to love. You're supposed to find a new way to love. That is part of the Venus in Aquarius. Now, this can make these people extremely sapiosexual. Depending on, if you have a lot of air placements, you talk about sex more than do it. You know what I'm saying? You need some earth, you need some water, and fire to really be about the action. But if you meet somebody with the air stellium in the 12th house, they're fantasizing about sex. They might probably not even be having it. Okay, they might be getting off to their dreams and their fantasies, because they're more cerebral. All right, and it'll show you what kind of lover you are. So this is a cerebral lover. This is a person who's always focused on their goals. They're focused on their friend group. Their friend group is really important to them. So do not date a Venus in Aquarius if you're not trying to get to know their friends. Like, don't do it. If you're not trying to go on the awkward trips, the road trips, if you're not trying to go to the concerts, if you're not trying to go to the game nights, if you're not trying to go to try out some shit, Venus in Aquarius, I love hanging out with my friends. I'm on the internet. Like, I know a lot of people. That's what I want. I want somebody who loves me, and they want to be treated like a friend. They want to be treated like a friend and a lover. They don't want to be treated as something that you can own. They want their freedom. And so this is why a lot of times people with Venus and Aquarius end up in a few situations. It can go to polyamory at some point. It can go to open relationship. It can go to having a different kind of marriage. This can also, Aquarius is the LGBTQ sign. So this can, especially if your Venus progresses there, your Venus could have been in Capricorn. And you might have thought, like, this is what I should be loving. But then your Venus progresses to Aquarius, and now you want to date someone of the same gender. Things happen. Evolution happens because your chart has something specific in it. That's why you're starting off where you're starting and having the progressions you're having to help you evolve to whatever you're supposed to evolve to, whatever's in your chart. So, because Aquarius is innovative. It's new age. It's doing things different. It's non-traditional. And right now, we're conditioned to think heterosexual relationships are traditional, gay relationships are non-traditional, and that's why LGBTQ falls under Aquarius type energy, which I feel like also makes sense because Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, and Mercury for me is the sign of bisexuality. I'm thinking like Gemini energy, Virgos, a lot of Virgos. Mutable is mutable, baby. They go with the flow. Okay. Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, bisexuality, bi curiosity. We can go deep with this. We can go really deep with this. But essentially, with Venus in Aquarius, it's giving. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just giving. I need to try something different. And if you are following traditional things, most like say you get married, have a kid, most of the time you might get a divorce because this has Uranus now on your Venus, meaning that you are going to liberate yourself because you are not living in your truth, especially if you've been repressed and suppressed. Getting in an environment where you have all this energy, but you're being suppressed. You have a heavy Saturn, heavy Pluto energy, being controlled all your life, and your battle might be that freedom of love. But these are people who just move different when it comes to those loving relationships, and they want to mentally connect with somebody. It's just really important for them. Now, mutable signs, and then we're going to get into the aspects. So this will be a long video. We're going to chill for a second because I got a little time. So, yes, I did do Venus and Scorpio. Yes, we're going to mutable signs. So Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. Mutable means they go with the flow. These people are very impressionable when it comes to love. They take in a lot of information when it comes into love. It's about having an openness. It's about having options. Okay, mutables also options because it's a lot. So when Venus is mutable, it has nowhere to land. So this is why a lot of the times you probably can't find a stable, consistent relationship when your Venus is in a mutable sign, unless you have some Earth to snack it down. Like if you have a trine from Venus, trine from Saturn, then this is going to change the story because that's going to give commitment, right? Saturn gives things structure. It gives things like it limits it, so it restrains it, it pulls it down, it weighs it down. Saturn is a heavy planet, so it'll weigh it down, right? But if your Venus is in a mutable sign, you have a lot of mutable energy or a lot of cardinal, mutable fire is going to be all over the place. Okay, and yes, being in a house that is it cadent, succeedent. It's like either cadent, succeedent, or whatever. Cadent is the first one, I think. I forgot the names, but yes, it being in the mutable house, it can come off with some of the same vibes. It will come off with some of the same topics that is. So Venus in Gemini. I don't know how many faithful Venus and Gemini people you're gonna find, unless they have Saturn on it once again, or Pluto. But Pluto is more secretive than anything. Saturn is more commitment. Angular. Thank you, Nolan. Angular. Thank you, Boo. So Venus in Gemini likes options. There's usually a third party involved. There's usually, something with your siblings involved. These people might date their neighbor. These people might date their best friend's brother or sister. These people, baby, Gemini rules the streets. And if this sexual energy and this relationship energy is not harnessed the correct way, they are for the streets. They can be players. They're very flirtatious people. These people need to be mentally stimulated, or it could just be like mental stimulation. Okay. Thomas said 1, 4, 7, and 10 are mental stimulations, right? But it could be something as simple as mental stimulation. Okay, that's the simplest format. Like, I just need someone who's going to talk to me, who answers my text messages back. Okay. But don't play with me, Venus and Gemini, because a lot of the times you be getting caught texting somebody you ain't supposed to be texting. You be having options because it's Venus immutable signs. You guys like options, man. You like freedom. You like the ability to change your mind because you guys are very indecisive when it comes to love, unless you have heavy fixed energy. You could have a whole bunch of other stuff, a whole bunch of fixed stuff, and have Venus and Gemini, meaning that you need to loosen up. You need to be a little bit lighter in love. You need to have a little bit more fun. That's what that story is telling. But if you have Venus and Gemini and you have a bunch of mutable energy, you're here to have options. You're here to be more free, carefree, go here, go there, but you have to communicate properly. You cannot tell somebody. So Venus and Gemini, the more well-read you are, maybe learn another language. All right, these people are very well connected. They know everyone's business. They is giving gossip. Okay, because Gemini is chatter. It rules the media. So they love that kind of stuff. And but Venus and Gemini, at the end of the day, likes to be mentally stimulated. They're sapiosexual. So before you have sex with them, you got to get in their mind first. And you have to pay attention to the things that they said. All right. These people are also very witty. They can have very good banter, and great conversationalists. Very busy people. Very busy. Look, there's a lot of people in here. We got to match these likes up here, y'all. Y'all better come on now. Y'all can hit that little button for me. What that really, you know, hook me up. So, whereas Venus in Sagittarius is all about, a lot of the times, you're probably going to end up with a foreigner. That's Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is somebody from across seas, foreign lands. So Sagittarius is about cultural differences, global things, international publishing, trade. This is why we see somebody with a lot of Jupiter energy, ninth house energy, or Sagittarius energy, most likely they are going to be dealing with people of different backgrounds and different cultures. So Venus in Sag is very expressive. These people can love bomb the fuck out of you because they want to give you everything. It's Jupiter with Sag, right? So depending on your Jupiter placement, but a lot of people can see you as lucky in love, or that you always have an option for love, or you get flued out for love. Okay, these are the type of people that people will spend a vacation on you. All right, people with Sag dominant chart is the people who are getting flown out. Okay, Jupiter Sag, stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely interracial couples with Sagittarius because you're dating someone outside of your culture. So you have an interest in being in love with somebody different. And this could be a challenge if you have a lot of Cancer energy, but your Venus is in Sag. So you're used to, this could be a date within your race, date within your religion, but your Venus is in Sag. And your Venus is saying, come expand your beliefs, grab a new philosophy, meet someone outside of your home, your tradition, travel. The more you travel, you know what I'm saying? We didn't find his time. We got to figure that out. The more you travel, the more in love you'll be. And if you have a Venus in Sag, or Venus with Jupiter conjunct, not square, but like trine, sextile, possibly a conjunction, Venus in the ninth house. If your Venus is above, anywhere from 7 to 12, you have to be outside if you want to find your lover, okay? Unless it's connected with one of your other houses. But a lot of the times you have to be outside. But when your Venus is with Jupiter Sag, you have to travel, okay? My boyfriend has Venus and Sag conjunct my moon. He's from DC and I'm from Baltimore. He took me on a cruise for my birthday. Oh, that's so sweet. His Venus and Sag is conjunct your moon. I love that. So that has to be fun. You guys probably make each other laugh a lot. But yeah, Sagittarius is also, Sagittarius can be broken promises because it over see, this is the thing, Sagittarius, hear me out. Hear me out. Sag. Here's the key if you're a Jupiter person like me. I'm a Jupiter ruled person. Jupiter's my main planet. Under promise and over deliver. Stop over promising, and then you just by default under deliver and you feel like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because you have Sag energy, so you want to do everything all the time. You think you have the capacity, but you're still a human being. Okay, you still have like your body has a limit, your mind has a limit. You have to turn it off. You have to go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? Like things, you gotta under promise and over deliver, not over promise and undeliver. It will change your whole life, and you'll still be able to keep your personality and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But you can still get it done. I have Sagittarius in the sixth house, y'all. I be over scheduling myself. Like this time, universe says slow your ass down. Okay, so it's Venus and Sagittarius. You cannot be with someone who does not enjoy traveling, that does not enjoy probably like eating different foods, trying different cultures. You cannot be with someone who is not open minded. But Venus and Sag can also be very dogmatic. They can also be hyper religious. And, Sagittarius rules cults. So it really depends on how this energy is playing out. Okay. Because it could be all of that behavior, but that's Sagittarius. They enjoy the experience of love. So this is why a lot of times Venus and Sag can be known for stepping outside the relationship. Um, you know, because they be doing too much and they want a lot of love. Jupiter is a huge planet, so it wants a lot of love. Okay, and this is why I be saying the stuff I be saying. If you just know your energy, then you will be like, okay, maybe this is the phase I'm in right now. The phase is I want to date, I want to be single, whatever. And Venus and Sag just needs to be honest and straightforward, and you'll be all right. Venus in Virgo. Now this is in detriment because Venus is exalted. No, it's in its fall because Venus is exalted in Pisces. Okay. Whereas in Virgo, it's all about cleaning. Feeling like, I don't know, it feels like tit for tat. It feels like your love life is dry. It feels like you're always saving somebody. You're working for somebody. It can feel like love is work, like it's a job for you when you have Venus in Virgo. But that's not what it's about. It's about purifying love. It's about eliminating what you don't need. That's what it is, because the way you're going to really get to love is through elimination, detoxification, through clarity, through health, through mental health. So a lot of the times your relationships will improve when your mental health improves, when you start taking care of yourself, meaning you're going to the doctor, you are working out, you're eating well, you're on a holistic diet, you have alkaline, whatever your own special thing is for your body. But Venus in Virgo is, you have to take care of yourself before your lover can find you, because a lot of the times the person that you end up marrying is a person in the service field. They are doing something in the healthcare field. All right. So you're not going to meet them at a party, most likely, because your Venus is in Virgo. You're going to most likely meet them at the grocery store, at the bank, at the gym, when you're running your errands, getting your car fixed. That's most likely where you're going to meet your person, or at work. It could be one of your coworkers. Y'all know that. So that's Venus and Virgo. You can end up working together. You can end up, it's just about health. It's about wellness. Is this person should be on a holistic vibe. They should be pretty clean, and whatever that means to you in your life, but they should be on the clean side. You should not be dating nobody with no issues, with no drug addicts, because with Venus and Virgo, it's going to be a stressor on you. Okay. Venus and Virgo, you don't have the space to date somebody with those issues. You don't. Because you have to focus on yourself in this lifetime. That person can cause you too much stress. And you're already fickle when it comes to love. You know what I'm saying? And you're already very critical of yourself. you are already over, very hard on yourself when it comes to love. Oh my God, did I do this wrong? Did I do that wrong? But you need someone with personal responsibility. You need somebody, exactly. You're like, I'm a progressed Virgo, and that's your deal breaker. Yes, like I cannot be with you when you're in this phase in your life. Not saying, because there's people who go through party phases and then they're done with that, and then they're in their Virgo phase of where they're just more clean and they're just more on their health. And so for you in your life, you can't afford to be around someone who is not about that health. Like y'all, you can meet him at Barnes or him or her at Barnes and Noble because y'all reaching for the same book, okay, the same health book, because all of a sudden you care about your health. Or it could be a doctor. You go to your doctor's office and now you meet this fine doctor. You know what I'm saying? But that's because you started caring about your health. So literally when you service yourself, Virgo to me is a sign of service, but sign of service for self. You cannot help somebody else until you service yourself. And it's still the house 6. And I want to shout it to the world. Everybody's like, Virgo is here to serve yourself. You're here to serve yourself. You first manage your own energy. It's still in the 6th house. The 6th house is your own energy management. Nothing can happen until you're good, until you've taken your bath, had your tea, did your meditation, whatever your little routine is. Venus and Virgo, until you love your routine, love will not show up in your life. Listen, tell your friends I'm outside. Tell them I'm your favorite astrologer. Like, just tell them it's me. It's me. I'm outside. Because what I'm not going to do, I'm not that astrologer that's going to tell you and sit here. Yes, some charts, especially if they don't have the support they need, the environment sucks. Some charts is just really hard to get out of that energy. It can be very hard. But I believe in my heart, 90% of us can make this shit pop. We can make our chart pop. Okay, I have stellium and Scorpio, and I'm still popping, and that's supposed to be my God, Scorpio. And yes, my life is fucking intense. Like, there's a lot of crazy shit going on around me all the time. Yes. But baby, my life's still popping because I'm a progressed Sag, and then I'm a big progressed Capricorn. So I'm in my Capricorn bag. You hear what I'm saying? This is why I keep telling y'all about the progress chart, because you might right now feel lost. You might feel like, oh my God, I don't want to be in this energy, but you're going to be in a different energy in the future. So give yourself a chance to learn the energy you're in, right? Maybe you were born a Pisces. Now you're progressed Aries. You gotta learn how to stand up for yourself. You gotta get into some fights. You gotta square up. You gotta get into conflict until you're comfortable with asserting yourself again. Until you're comfortable with knowing who you are and formulating your identity. Because if you're born with a sun in Pisces, it's like you almost don't exist. There was a sense of abandonment. There was a sense of abandon your ego, abandon your pride. You know what I'm saying? All right. Um, yeah, we'll talk about that. Venus retrograde in Scorpio. We'll talk about that. So that's Venus in Virgo. It's all about you. Now let's talk about Venus in Pisces, and then we're going to go into the aspects. So Venus in Pisces is exalted. Why? Because it's unconditional love. And isn't that interesting? Because we've been hearing about unconditional love our whole lives, whereas Venus in Virgo is very conditional on love. Very conditional. All right. So Venus in Pisces, though, is y'all will love anybody, child. These people got pen pals. They will date a hobo. They will date. They will date. They will date anybody. It's like you. They don't have a type. All right, unless there's Saturn there, but they don't have a type. They don't have a type. Venus in Pisces does not have a type. It's spiritual for them. It's emotional for them. It's internal. It's introspective. It almost feels like God. You know, it feels as if everything has to be dreamy, but these people have rose-colored glasses on when it comes to love. Um, Depending on your aspects, again, depending on your North Node placement and all that other stuff. But Venus and Pisces, these are amazing. Um, they're great at cosplay, fantasy, anything, sports, fantasy, dressing, anything fantastical. These people are great at like clairvoyance, clairaudient, like just spiritual work in general, because the 12th house is spiritual stuff. So healers, right? All water signs are by nature healers because it's water. Not saying anybody else isn't, but it's just that's the element of water. Water is 75% water, all that. Our body's 75% water. So Venus in Pisces is film, photography, art, abstract. They love blurred lines. They have no boundaries when it comes to love. They don't. These are not the type of people who judge people. Oh wow, you. These are the type of people who, depending on their placements, they will date someone married. Okay, there's a lot of times there could be some hidden aspects involved. There could be some scandal involved, or even if you're dating someone and you don't know they're married or they're in a full blown relationship, this can happen with Venus and Pisces. It's like goes over your head because you're painting this illusion of what you think the person is, when in reality that's just a figment of your imagination. You know what I'm saying? These are very compassionate people, soft people, these can be very emoting people. But just because someone can cry and emote doesn't mean that they really feel that. You know what I'm saying? It just means that this is maybe a cycle that they're in to make other people feel something around them, right? It depends, because if you have a Venus in Pisces and there's a bunch of squares on your Venus in Pisces, then it's going to be hard for you to be compassionate. It's going to be hard for you to be forgiving. It's going to be hard for you to see past anything, anything, because it has so many squares on it, you know. And so Venus in Pisces could be very spiritual, very religious. I've been live for like 46 minutes, it says. And Venus in Pisces is very like artists, hippies, on the sand and the beach, rolling around, want to make love on the beach. But this also could be your favorite drug couple, okay? And that's just the truth, because Pisces is not dealing in the reality, right? It's dealing with the dream world. Everything with Pisces, and everybody has a Pisces placement. Everyone has Neptune. Everyone has Jupiter. Everyone is delusional somewhere. Everyone's dealing with some type of delusion. We're still in the age of Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces, so we're even more delusional now than we really like to admit, okay? But Venus in Pisces energy is very watery, and it almost feels like love slips in and out of your hands. Love can be very, this is why you can be very loose with love. Definitely falling in love with somebody overseas or a foreigner is also very possible, because Pisces rules foreign lands. Yes, love is but a dream, exactly. Um, and it's very, very soft. These people love glamour. They love smelling good. They love soft fabrics, satins, things that roll off their body. Um, they love softness. If you're a thick person and you're insecure about your stuff, get somebody with some Cancer placements, some Moon placements. They love them some thick, thick. Okay, they love them some thick, some water placements. They love them thick people. Um, People with more fire, like people more chiseled. Okay, it's like you literally can see it in your head. Saturn too. Saturn is more chiseled. So now let's talk about these aspects. Yeah, you said Venus in Sag square Pisces and Jupiter. Relationships are never what they seem. Yes, because there's too much. There's too much talk, not enough action. Venus square Jupiter is giving. Okay, let's get into the aspects. Hold on, I'm getting excited. All right, let's talk about these aspects. Let's talk about. Let's go Venus Moon first. Okay, conjunctions are neutral aspects depending on the planet. Like if it's a soft planet with a soft planet, it can go either way. If it's a soft planet with a hard planet, it usually goes the hard way. So that's why it's neutral. But squares, oppositions are semi-squares, sesqui-squares, quincunxes are all hard aspects, meaning that there needs to be some shift in energies. Whereas in trine sextiles and semi-sextiles are ease, but the trines can be so easy that it becomes lazy, and lazy becomes boring. You see what I'm saying? Whereas in semi-sextile, it's making effort. It feels special. Sextile feels like, wow, this is like an opportunity. I need to take this. Um, this is something special. I can't miss out on this. And that's what semi-sextile and sextile mean. But you got to work at it. You don't just get it like a trine. A trine, you just get it. So Venus with the moon, hard aspect. Not feeling appreciated. Not your family doesn't like who you date. Okay, and hard aspects do create traction. Like hard aspects are tension and they're character builders. Everybody needs a hard aspect, or else you wouldn't have ambition. They're squares. Squares give you Saturn. Saturn gives you ambition. It gives you drive. It gives you a plan, something to strive for. And it's also about integrating both of the energies, putting them together and seeing how they can actually work together instead of pitting them against each other. But let's say you have Venus square moon. It means that they're both trying to approach it in their own way, right? It means that the modality is the same. So it's a square and cardinal, it's a square and mutable, or it's a square and fixed. If it's square and fixed, it's about stubbornness, not wanting to relinquish the stubbornness. If it's immutable, it's ridiculous indecisiveness. And if it's in cardinal, it's because people are acting without thinking. Simple, guys. Very simple. That's how it is. So let's give you one example, two examples. Venus square the moon. Your emotions and how you feel supported are not in sync. All right. So this creates low self-esteem, makes you not feel beautiful. When the moon is your emotions, is squaring friction, tension with Venus is your beauty. If you have Venus trine sextile your moon, you feel good about yourself most of the time. Even if you have squares there, you can come back. But Venus square moon can make you feel unlovable. It can make you feel emotionally unseen, and emotionally stunted when it comes to love. So Venus square moon is maybe not even hearing "I love you" from your mother or from the women in your life, because the moon represents women. Or Venus square moon, your sister. Okay, your sister. There could have been a disruption in that relationship. But yeah, Venus. Yes, you said Venus square moon. I give up too easily in love. Exactly, because there's no emotional stamina, especially if it's a cardinal. It's like you just pop off and then you leave, you ghost, and you think that's cool, like to just leave. But that's not how relationships work. Relationships take stamina, negotiations, evolution. It takes self awareness, and so your moon is square Venus. But the thing is, most likely you're really good looking, but you just don't believe you're good looking because you're sexy, actually, like a sexy person because of that square. Especially if you have Mars energy, then it gives you real sexy. Pluto gives you like mysterious stuff. So with that, it's like Venus square moon is just feeling underappreciated in your relationships, in your family dynamic. There wasn't a lot of love at home. All right. And semi square could be similar because semi-square means that it's formulating into a square and you have to pick or choose. It can become a square the next lifetime or it doesn't. All right. So yeah, like you need to build more emotional stamina and you need to integrate both of those signs. So I'll just give you an example. Let's say your Venus is in Cancer and your moon is in Aries and they're squaring. You take shit way too personal and you hold on to things. You hold on to grudges, emotional grudges. And it's hard for you to let things go of the past. And you want to bring it up when you're feeling like you have to defend yourself. Um, your moon is in Aries, so usually, your younger brother or somebody you defending somebody in your family or an action that somebody in your family did that might have hurt the person that you care about, Venus and Cancer, but you're defending them, and so now you're going into that, and then that's when you give up the relationship because you want to fight and defend your family, but your Venus is in Cancer and you're not caring about the person's emotions or your tone of voice or how you're coming across to that person. So that's cardinal signs, and you just want to, the good thing about cardinal, you guys will always start something, you always get in, but then you'll just leave. You guys don't have a lot of stamina. That's the bad thing about cardinal, like you don't have stamina. longevity. You guys are good at starting shit, but not finishing shit. And if you have too much cardinal energy, that's what you do. You like to start relationships, you dive in head first, all this other stuff. You expect the person to show up, be authentic, emotionally, be direct emotionally, but then you can't handle the other person's authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Because, um, your mother and your father or something, there was some kind of fighting going on about people's need and their care and things like that. And this could have just been purely out of survival because Moon in Aries is giving survival. Like I had to survive my family, surviving such and such family. That's Moon in Aries. It's like a bunch of fighters and there's a bunch of arguments and conflicts and all that other stuff. So that's what's happening when you have Moon square Venus. So you're going to have to integrate those things. You're going to have to learn how to lower your tone, not get hype, breathe, take a moment and realize like it's okay to let the other person feel what they're feeling and it doesn't attack your feelings, your emotions, and it doesn't invalidate who you are. Okay. So just because somebody else cares about something else and you don't, right? So you're going to have to integrate both of those things. You're going to have to integrate Cancer care in your actions. So that's how that goes. All right. Now, if you have Venus sextile or trine the moon, I love yous, presents, usually lots of love in the family. Everybody's usually beautiful in the family. You love shopping. It's like your family always provided you, even if it was Venus in Taurus and your moon is in Virgo. Your parents might have been working parents. Maybe there wasn't a lot of emotions there, but you were always provided for. You're in the top schools. You have all the money you need. So all the earth stuff was provided to you. It was of ease to your family. Okay. But this can also, depending on how it's all placed and rearranged, this can also mean that poverty could have been an issue as well. Either way, the moon and Venus are in trine, meaning that there's an ease and flow, there's an open gateway of moon Venus things. So a lot of the times, moon Venus, even if you started your journey in poverty, you're going to end up with a nice home because you're going to work for that, and that's going to be part of your thing. Moon trine Venus likes to work with their family, likes to employ their family, make money with them. Working with women is always a really good thing for you. Working with feminine energy, even if it's a masculine signs, it's like people who embody both energy. That's what happens when you have masculine and feminine together, especially the planets in each other's signs. But Moon trine Venus is just you're gonna want a home. You want love. You fall in love through your emotions. And depending on which sign it is, again, you fall in love pretty easily. Okay, it's a trine. So there should be nice, easy money flow. Like I said, nice home, nice family life. Like usually it's good. Even if there's squares, like, oh yeah, we got out the mud, but we love each other. You know what I'm saying? There could have been a Saturn square and meaning that you guys had to deal with financial things and maybe losing a home or there was some kind of fire or something. But you guys are like tight. Y'all are a tight family. You guys still get along and love each other. So Venus trine Moon is really nice. Like it guarantees you a pretty nice life. Um, Whereas in, let's talk about the next aspects. Okay, with semi-sextile, like I already told you guys what it is in the beginning. So the next aspect, let's do Venus Mars. So they're opposites, okay? Because Mars is usually in Aries, Venus is in Libra. They're opposing. Mars is usually in Scorpio, Venus is in Taurus. They're opposing. Mars wants what it wants. I don't give a fuck about what y'all want. Mars, I want what I want. That's Mars. Is the gas in my car. Venus is love. So these people are always in a relationship somehow, some way. Unless you have Venus square Mars, then you feel like you can never find the right relationship. So let's talk about it. Venus square Mars can make you argumentative, combative, irritable in relationships. It can make you um, very protective of your lover. It can give you very like your motivation and why you do what you do and how you love who you love or how you feel supported are at odds. Okay, there's friction there, there's tension there. It feels like it's frustrating. Venus square Mars can give fights in relationships, especially when you're young. All right. Um, especially when you're young. Mars is there to, it digs things, it cuts things. So please don't go cutting nobody. Lord, please don't put your hands on nobody. Don't fight. Walk away. It's not that deep. Like, please walk away because that's too much. Because Venus square Mars is like, I will fight for my loved ones. It'll be, I'll fight that girl. I'll fight that man. For it's too much. It's too much. It's just too much. Supposed to be doing something else with that energy. Um, but your motivation and what you need to drive you and get you up every day is at odds with your relationship. So let's take an example. Let's say you have Mars in Aquarius and you have Venus in Leo. No, that's not. Yeah, that's an opposition. That's fine. Mars in Aquarius, Venus, Leo. Mars in Aquarius is like, I want to hang out with my friends. I want to go build my tribe, my community. I need to go chase my goals. I'm doing this for the future. Whereas in Venus and Leo is like, bitch, just stay in the moment. Okay, this is natal. Just stay in the moment. Just stay in the moment. Have fun. You only have one life to live. All that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, yeah, it does. I know, but it's all that kind of stuff. So there's an opposition, and oppositions usually is like when another person comes. So if it's like if a friend calls you, whoever calls you first to suggest whatever, that's the one you're going with. So if somebody calls you first to go and do some community shit, then you're gonna do that. Or if somebody calls you to go to a party, that's what you're gonna go do. That's an opposition. So it's like somebody else shows up and then it offers you an invite, and then you choose one or the other. So when Venus is in Mars, you are attracted to group discussions, you're attracted to science, research, your goals, like your goals turn you on, type of thing. Whereas Venus and Leo is your lover wants you to give them attention, like stop hanging out with your friends all the time. And this could be a fight. Oh, you hang out with your friends too much. You're texting with your friends. Like you're always with your friends. You ain't giving me attention. You're not giving me attention. Venus and Leo is also what we attract. It's the type of love relationships we attract. So Venus is what you think you want, and Juno is what you need. Okay. Hmm. I'm hungry, so I'm about to get out of here soon because I gotta go eat. Um, I've been like fasting all day long. All right. So Venus Mars combinations give androgyny. It gives wanting to dabble into both energies, straight up. Venus Mars is like you have long hair one day and you're bald the next, like because you're just gonna tap into whatever energy you want to tap into. Um, so that's what's happening with Venus and Mars. When Venus is trine Mars, you get into relationships fast. Well, Venus Mars is always you start relationships way too quick. Okay, somehow, some way, your timing is off. Basically, you're very impulsive when it comes to relationships. Whereas Venus trine Mars or sextile Mars feels like you meet the right person at the right time, and then it just goes very quick. So either way, you end up in relationships very fast. It goes from 0 to 100 with Venus Mars aspects. Always, when it's a square or an opposition, it's usually with some struggle, some conflict. Okay, whereas in that's because if your Venus is in Virgo, you're too critical. You already know that. I already gave y'all a whole breakdown. Venus and Virgo, y'all, y'all are so hypercritical on yourselves. That's why you project that on other people. So that's why you're not going to get a relationship fast unless it's somebody at work. Your Mars might be in Gemini and your Venus is in Virgo, and then you think everyone's an idiot. You think everyone's not well read, they're not intelligent enough. Oh, they're not reading the news, they don't know the latest this, they don't know the latest newspaper. And then Venus and Virgo, you're picking apart their every word, and so you're just like, oh, I'm bored with, they're not smart. You see like how these things like play out. I'm literally born with a Scorpio retrograde, Venus Scorpio retrograde, so I can do a video on that if y'all need me to. So, and my shit is conjunct Pluto. Get into it. I don't see myself being a sex symbol though, because Scorpio is like that mysterious, sexy like vibe. But I gotta step into my North Node in Aries and just get my, Aries women, they very sexy, like they're very like, I'm here, bitch. Scorpio sex symbol because it gives like that mystery. Ooh, I wanna. Ooh, what they got going on? All right, retrogrades. Everything manifests internally. Okay, so if you have we'll talk about Venus retrograde at the end. Let me keep going. So that's Venus with Mars, right? Venus sextile Mars, Venus trine Mars. I like to work out with my lover. We like to go to the gym. We enjoy a lot of sex. We enjoy we were very active relationship. These people are always moving. Thank you. I got my makeup done today. I had an interview. I was promoting my movie Alone in the Dark. If you guys didn't know, I'm an actor. I'm a full-time actor as well. I have Alone in the Dark out on Tubi right now. It's free. So go ahead, check it out. It's a thriller. So that's Venus with Mars. So that's what it's giving. It's giving I might have a boyfriend or girlfriend, all that. Sex fast, most of the time sex fast. Unless your Venus is a Virgo, then you're gonna be like, turn on the lights and let me see all that down there. Venus or Virgo, but hold on. Spread it. Sit over there. Sit over there. Sit over there. I feel like I should do skits. Sit over there. Hold on, hold on. No, 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 no. Don't put your nasty booty cheeks on my couch. Hold on. Take the towel. Put the towel down. There you go. You showered, right? Right. Let me see the bottom of your feet. Okay, okay. Open your legs. No, I just need to see. I need to see before I get in there. Like honestly, I need to see. What's that bump right there? Are you sure that's an ingrown? Are you? That's suspicious. That's looking. Hey yo, I'm not lying because I have Virgo on my fourth. Okay, so I don't care if anybody gets offended. I don't care. I don't care. Maybe when I was a teenager, I was looking syphilis, gonorrhea. I was researching. You're not getting me. That's it's not happening this life. No, mm-mm. I don't care. I don't know about y'all, but I need to shower. Thank you. I don't care. Nope. I'm a vegan. I have to shower. Nope. Mm-mm. I don't care. I don't care how long my man been with. I don't care. I don't care. No. Whereas Venus and see, I have Virgo on the fourth, and this is why you have to look at people's chart. Like, and my Mercury is right next to my Scorpio, so I'm always at Saturn in the sixth. Cleanliness is like I can't. Body odor, I'm turned all the way off. Like if I've met a man before, girl, fine. Smelled him, turned off all the way. I got a Taurus moon too. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. Body odor. I literally, I'll be all set. I'll be smelling myself. I just make sure I'm good. Like, don't, if you see me on the street and you let me walk out with spinach in my teeth, don't talk to me. Like, we're not going to be friends no more. I can't trust you. I have a South Node in Libra. Like, don't, no. Like, I want to smell good. I want to look good. Like, I want to give you a good hug. I want it to be a memory. I don't want you to be like, start. Like, no. Some of y'all just gross. That's just the truth. Like, whatever. Some of y'all lesson is hygiene. Like, some of y'all lesson is literally hygiene. Like, take care of yourself. Sixth house Virgo. Okay, please. But yeah, that's Venus and Virgo. Like, Whereas in like Venus and Pisces might not be like that. Venus and Scorpio might not be like that. Venus and Scorpio like it down. And I have Venus and Scorpio, but my shit is retrograde. Okay. She said, hold on, think about that dirty shit. You don't want no dirty dick. Like, that's not what you want. And I used to, y'all, you want to know some Venus and Scorpio shit? This is me. So, when's the last time you had an STD test? HIV test. When's the last time you've been to the doctor? Like, don't, because I already know what you're thinking. Like, we're here because we're attracted to each other, but I'm gonna need you to do. Are you taking care of yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to know you're getting tested. I just need to know you're getting tested. That's all I need to know. Sometimes shit happens. People catch stuff. Shit is outside. You get a little prescription. You know what I'm saying? Like, you handle it. But what we're not gonna do is you gonna put me at risk, and I don't know. That's not what we don't do. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. I'm a Scorpio. You don't play with my life. I don't do that. Like, I can't. So that retrograde makes you rethink that. You know what I'm saying? Like, rethink before you dive so deep, get raw. Because Scorpio is like raw dog shit. Let me tell you, because it's down and dirty. It's literally down and dirty. Okay. Exactly. Venus square is minimizing and eliminating risk. Yeah, because you get more cautious. You get more because you get to listen. If your shit, especially, oh my god, if your Venus is in Scorpio, square Pluto, and your Pluto's in Leo, your partying ways can get you in fucking trouble. Your partying ways can get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that's for the older generation. But them party, I know their partying ways got them in trouble. So you gotta be careful, right? Um, type of thing. Like, we're all grown here. We all got here through that. So we're gonna keep talking about it. So Venus with Mercury. Okay. Venus with Mercury is giving, can we be friends and lovers? Do you have a good conversation? Gift of gab. If not, if your Venus is square Mercury or opposition Mercury, you have a tendency to get argumentative. You hold on to your opinion too much and your relationships suffer, or your relationships suffer and you don't have an opinion. It's either, I don't know which way your square is. I don't know if it's applying. I don't know if it's separating. I don't know if it's above. I don't know if it's below. All that kind of stuff matters. But essentially what's happening is you're not speaking up. You're not being clear when it comes to your relationships. Your communication is off. So miscommunication is a lot of times what ends your relationships. Misinterpretations, um, even schedules, friends, because Mercury rules all that. Okay. I need to reapply my lipstick. Hold on. And I need to get up and stretch, to be honest. Ooh, ooh. What's today? Thursday? Yeah. So, let me see if you're asking any questions. Yeah, exactly. We are into Scorpios are intimate. Y'all almost died 3 times in my life, child. Please. I got real Scorpio shit going on over here. Not figuratively, it's literally. Um, yes, I will definitely talk about that. Any squares to Neptune is just gonna be interesting. So we're doing Mercury right now. Venus square Mercury is going to give issues over he said, she said, neighbors, siblings, aunts. It's just too many people in your fucking business, somehow, some way. Whether they have information, whether they're researching or something. There's some type of what you're saying you want in a relationship and what you want in a relationship are not on the same page. That's what's happening. Okay. Let's say your Venus is in, I'm trying to go all the different signs now. Let's say your Venus is in Sagittarius and your Mercury is in Pisces. You really want to travel, but you tell your partner, "Oh, it's whatever. Like, we can do whatever you want to do. I don't mind." But you have Venus and Sag. You have a very clear vision because Sagittarius is vision. Fire signs, that's where you get your vision from, essentially. But when Venus and Sag, you want some grand gestures of love. But Mercury and Pisces makes you quiet down. Okay, it makes you a little bit more mute. It makes you more, maybe I shouldn't say that. It makes you lie a little bit. It makes you leave things out. It makes you be a little bit manipulative because you're being vague. Okay, there's some vagueness going on. Venus and Sag is I enjoy traveling. I enjoy going out. I enjoy education. Like I want to go back to college. A lot of these people love school. They love them a degree. Okay, Venus and Sag, they love school. But you're like, oh no, I can volunteer at such and such and such, but you really want to, where you really want to be, where you feel appreciated, is if you're actually doing your Sagittarius energy, which is traveling, gaining wisdom, gaining experience. But Mercury in Pisces is going to make you unclear because any Mercury in a water sign is already going to give you misinterpretation. Okay, it's just going to give you that because it's hard to understand people when they're underwater. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's my thought process on that. But when you have Venus sextile Mercury trine, your friends love your every person you date somehow, some way. Um, this might be dating somebody's friend, like oh, you dated this guy and then you dated that guy's friend years later. It's giving, you might get a bicycle as a gift, a car as a gift, because Mercury rules transportation. You might get love letters. You love writing letters. Um, you are the type of person who is very cerebral. You might be bi-curious because Mercury is two. You might be involved in a two-way, in a threesome, depending on where your planets are and what you're into. Because you might have like a bunch of traditional planets, but now you have Venus in Sag and you have Mercury in Leo. Like you want to go on a vacation one day and wild out and go to a party and just do your thing. But you have all this Capricorn shit and you feel like you have to be business oriented and you can't be free and you can't do this and you can't. So it's interesting how people's stories turn out. But a trine gives you the opportunity, not the opportunity, but give you the ease, like the door is open for that for you. But that can also give you too much of a good thing, right? Venus Sag, trine Mercury Leo once again, or trine Mercury in Aries is giving. I just want to fuck. I just want to have sex with as many people as I want. Hoes in different area codes. I want to get off my libido. All that. I have a lot of sexual energy. I want to give it out. This can also turn into a person with a lot of children. Okay, or two relationships with two kids, with two women, two very important women with two children. So it could just do that because Mercury's always double. Okay, guys, always want you to remember that it's double, double, double. So wherever Gemini is, there's usually two things happening there at not just one time in your life, but like different times, right? It might just be two things happening in that space all the time. So whereas let's talk about Venus with, are we on Saturn already? Mercury, Mars, Moon, Sun. Let's talk about the sun real quick. Show me off, make me feel important, give me your attention. Um, Mercury and Pisces, people can feel at times in life that they're going insane, like hear voices and things don't make sense. Exactly. Yes, because you guys need to use music, you guys need to use art to communicate. That's literally what you need to do: meditation, music, art, before you can go out into the real world. See, this is why you got to learn your chart so that you can use your chart to help yourself out so you have a better life. Um, but let's talk about sun. So if the sun is in hard aspect to Venus, you don't get the attention that you feel that you deserve. You don't feel confident in your relationships. You don't feel seen. You don't feel validated, especially specifically by the male masculine energy or the expression of it. You don't feel like love is expressed enough. There can be a frustration between your ego and the way that you want to be shown love or how you should be showing love. So let's say you have the sun in, I'm trying to think of a sign I did not touch on yet. Sun in Libra. I'm trying to think. Let's say the Sun in Libra and Venus in Capricorn. First of all, the Sun is already a detriment in Libra. It doesn't like being there because Libra is about sharing, and the Sun does not like to share. The Sun likes to do what it likes to do for its own good old funky time. Okay, but you feel like you're always sacrificing either what is in work or your relationship. Something's always going to be sacrificed. Okay, something's always going. It always feels like something is out of sync. You feel like you cannot be in a relationship. It's going to affect your work. You cannot be in a at work. It's going to affect your relationship. You feel like you cannot do two things at once. However, that's not true because you could just start a business with your person. There will be some frustrations in there, but I'm sure there's other planets that'll most likely help out depending on what your chart is. But the Sun square Venus. Venus loves being in Libra, so it's already not in its own home. It's squaring up with the Sun that's now in Libra. So the Sun in Libra, like the image of your relationship, is more important than you going after your career goals. Venus in Capricorn loves to work because they love to earn. They don't love to work to work. They want a status. They love to earn respect. That's why these motherfuckers go to work. They want respect. Okay. Because they are the masters of whatever they do. So Venus in Capricorn, you are a business oriented person somehow or some way. You enjoy the art of business. You enjoy the longevity. You enjoy long term. But the Sun in Libra is like, well, what about your image? And you can't have a successful business if you're not married. And it's just very old, traditional, outdated kind of stuff. Thinking that you can't have the relationship or that you have to infuse or integrate both, and you don't. But this is also a person who could be an artist, an amazing artist, because that's like Venus. It's like Venus Saturn essentially. So when the Sun is square Venus, it's all about attention is not directed the way that you want it. If the Sun was in Libra, it's you want to look good. But if Venus in Capricorn, you might attract somebody that is older, or in your eyes, outdated or more mature. You're attracted to older people, but your Sun in Libra is like, well, I need to find somebody who's my equal. I need to find somebody that because Libra people like to be with people who look like them. Look at your Libra friends and come back to me later. Tell me I'm wrong. If they have a lot of Libra energy, no, they want somebody to look like them because they like that mirror effect. So that's the Sun. Now, if Venus is trine the Sun, many relationships and love a lot, young love, marrying your high school sweethearts, having a plethora of getting gifts from men, gifts from women. Either way, Sun Venus is always, but there's gift giving, like there's money exchanged, there's support given. They are in sync. They are working together. Venus and the Sun are working together. So it brings you a lot of attention, it brings you fame, it brings you notoriety, it can bring you a lot of beauty, it can bring you a lot of people pay attention to your relationship. A lot of people talk about your relationship, things of that nature as well. Okay, so yes, Venus and Capricorn likes to study different systems and how things work. Yes, like what is going to work out for me. They're very systematic people, trial and error type of people. Okay, this didn't work before, so I'm not going to do. But that's the problem too, Venus and Capricorn, because you might have had a relationship with somebody, and then you think, well, I did this in this relationship, but I can't do this in this new relationship. But you're dealing with a new person. Still the same themes. So you deal with the theme different, right? The system of what you're talking about, but you deal with the person differently, right? Capricorns can be very is this good for business? Is this good for my long term? Is this good for my legacy? That's how they think. These are very committed people. So I don't care how many other placements you have. If you have Venus in Capricorn, you like commitment is a big word in your life. Whether it's commitment phobe, because maybe you have a lot of squares to that, so it's commitment phobe, and you have to learn how to be committed and take your time and have patience when it comes to love, or you're just always committed. So Venus with the Sun conjunct is a cazimi, so it takes up all the energy from So it's like they're overshadowing each other, and it really depends. Like, is Venus approaching the sun, or has Venus left the sun? Because is it a morning star or evening star? Right. This is all a whole different. And we'll talk about that later because I do want to do a whole Venus morning evening star breakdown for you guys. But Venus with uh, conjunct is you love being around women. You love people who are like kind of flashy, like you like very confident people. And I don't mean flashy as in tacky. I just mean like they're not shrinking. They don't dim their light. They're very. You need somebody with confidence. You can't be around somebody who don't see themselves because it's gonna be very hard for you. You like to look good. It's very important for you. So make sure you on your fashion game because it is important. I don't care if it's in the 12th house. I don't care if it's in Virgo. I don't care if anything, especially if it's in Virgo. You like to look clean, be presentable. All your clothes are ironed, pressed. Those are the people like with the crease in their pants, with the all that. So if you have Venus together with the sun, you need to really be into fashion. You need to be into art. You need to be into socializing. These people are very well connected, always on the phone, somebody always calling you off. So don't be with somebody who can't handle that, like you're popular. Now, Venus and Venus, I'm telling you, semi-sextiles, guys, that's where I found the richest people is semi-sextiles. And I want to do a whole video on that because nobody's talking about it. But semi-sextiles give you Venus energy. It gives you Venus. It gives you second house energy, Taurus energy, so you can make money out of your semi-sextiles. So if you have a Venus planet with a semi-sextile, you have the opportunity to have a really good, healthy relationship. The ones that have a harder time in this lifetime with good long-term healthy relationships are people with South Node in the seventh house, people South Node with Venus, people South Node with the Sun, um, people with South Node in Libra, people with South Node in the fifth house, because all those houses have to do with romance, fun, creativity, marriage, partnership, um, love. So there's going to be more challenges around that. And meaning that you have to pivot and do something different. But most people's charts that I've read have a good aspect on Venus. So you can have Venus square Pluto, but you might have, you know, a semi-sextile from Neptune. So through spirituality, through forgiveness, through isolation, through introspection, through quietness, you can really have clarity when it comes to love and have better relationships when it comes to power dynamics in love, something of that nature. Okay, so this is why semi-sextiles to me are really important. I have a semi-sextile with my moon and my Jupiter, and it really works out really well for me. Um, so I think it's really important to study your semi-sextiles. And you need to look at everything. You also need to look at your biquintiles, your quintiles, because those are creative aspects, and your noviles. Noviles are actually good aspects too. So even if your Venus is kind of jacked up, you have the opportunity through separating aspects, through progressions, a lot of self-awareness and self-work to have better relationships. Okay, and you have to know who you are in your relationship. That's why I'm teaching you guys this, because I want you to know how you show up, how other people interpret your energy, and what's normal to you is not normal to somebody else, because we all have a different Venus placement. And we haven't even spoken about the decans. So that's a whole nother thing. And I want to do like, I want to start doing like long form videos like this that people can buy. You know what I'm saying? And or do a skill share or something like that where I'm literally breaking down all that shit. So I'm telling you guys, semi-sextile is popping. For at least for me. Okay. Um yes, there's always a way. Thank you, Lindsay. I love how certain things may seem trying in your chart. There's always a way to achieve what you want. I totally agree. If you are here with a lot, if you are the person right now watching this video and you have a lot of aspects to your Venus, a lot of squares, a lot of challenges, look for semi-sextiles, sextiles, trines, biquintiles, and those are your outs. All right, those are your outs. So now we're gonna move on. Venus with Jupiter, right? Venus with Jupiter, Venus square Jupiter. Talk too much shit. It's like niggas will talk you up and I'll love you down and I'll do this and we'll do this and they will sell you a dream, sell you a pipe dream, baby. Dick you down, sell you a pipe dream, talk sweet in bed, and then you never see them again. This is the ghosting aspect, okay? This is giving ghost. It's giving poof. Where'd you go? Thought we was just in love for like 8 months. Where did you go? Okay, because it's too much of a good thing when Venus is square Jupiter. There is over promising and under delivering. You know what I'm saying? Very much cheaters. It's giving cheaters because Jupiter wants everything. And squares is frustration and tension and it's avoidance. Because squares in the beginning become avoidance until you learn how to integrate both energies. Because you're avoiding it. It's too tense. It's too intense for you. Especially if you were raised and indoctrinated with certain beliefs and certain rhetoric and narrative. It's hard for you to break out of that. It's hard for all of us to break out of that. So when you have Venus square Jupiter, it's like you get in fights with your lovers when you're on vacation. Your travel plans can go wrong. You can lose a lot of money. A lot of times you can pay more for hotels, for flights than usually other people. It's like you can't find a good deal. Okay. It's giving like it's giving frustration. It's giving like gaslighting, love bombing. Let me show you off to my friends. Let me show you off to everybody. Let me show you off to the world. But then they ghost you, they block you, like all that kind of weird shit. Especially if you have like, let me think of a good one. Jupiter, Jupiter and Scorpio, square Venus and Leo. You know that person is secretive. Don't, please, 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 please. They are secretive. So yeah, y'all might have went to the party together. Y'all might have went to the party together, but they did not. They did not tell the person who you were and what you were to that person. They might have touched you here and there and like been like, oh yeah, I like to be seen. No, but Venus and Leo, they like to be seen. They want to be known that they're the king, the queen, that everybody wants them. Whereas Jupiter and Scorpio is like, be low key, chill out, be secretive. And so that person knows their blessings come from not saying a lot. Whereas their Venus and Leo is like, I want to be seen, I want to be seen. So there, that's where the lie comes in, the betrayal, the cheating, especially if the Scorpio Leo is all about what I want and that's how I feel and sex and Jupiter and Scorpio, they love sex, they love sexuality, they love nudity, they love all that. Whereas Venus and Leo loves the fun of it all, just to look good, you know. So that's the difference, and that square is just like you can trust me. We can have sex. I'm protected. I'm not having sex with nobody else. Yet they're Venus and Leo ass when they're out. They're flirting and they're kissing other people and they're taking shots off other people's bodies and then they're not telling you about it. Jupiter and Scorpio, like they're keeping it to themselves. Like they don't know won't hurt them. What they don't see won't hurt them. That's how that can play out. Okay. And so Jupiter and Scorpio is like you have to learn to read subtleties. You have to learn how to understand body language. Don't just, what you see is not what you, don't believe everything you see. That's what's happening with this aspect. Ooh, just got deep. So, whereas Venus trine sextile, semi-sextile Jupiter is going to give love going on vacation with my lover, love hanging out with them. I learn so much. We get closer every time we travel. I find great deals. I fly a lot. I vacation a lot. I probably travel for work. I get paid to fly. I love, talking about my spiritual beliefs with my partner. We go to different mosques, churches, ashrams. We go to whatever. We discover things together. I love love. Love is an experience. It makes me grow. My heart gets bigger. I have a lot of love to give. This is a very generous person, extremely kind, like gives a lot, gives their people, anybody they love, gives them money because they get blessed with a lot of money. Venus trine Jupiter is a lot of money. Venus square Jupiter, any Venus square, any of these things, this is money I'm also talking about. And I ain't even talking about the money aspect. I'm just talking about the relationships, but Jupiter can give you an abundance. because it's going to give you, you're going to have a lot of wealth, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to travel, to see the world, to have friends in all different kind of places. And a lot of times you will date a foreigner, you will date somebody outside of your culture. Whereas Venus square Jupiter, now you guys let me know, you might have other Sag placements, but do you get along with people outside of your race, outside of your religion, outside of your spirituality, outside of your country? I would like to know. Let me know in the comments below. Venus square Jupiter. Do you get in arguments about beliefs, and or do you keep attracting somebody from a different belief? You know what I'm saying? A different spiritual background, a different religion, and you guys can't see eye to eye because you might have Venus in Cancer, where you're holding on to your family's stuff, and this person might have Jupiter in Cancer, so there's an opposition between my family's belief and your traditional beliefs, and how you were raised. So this could be also interesting dynamic, where you might have North Node in the ninth house, where it's asking you to expand your beliefs. Okay. You can absolutely, thank you, Lindsay. Yes, you can absolutely earn money through your passions when you have Venus trine Jupiter. This can make you a model. This can make you an international spokesperson because Jupiter is all around the world. Sextile means there's an opportunity. Semi-sextile means there's an opportunity. Like you should take it. You should take it. People have been telling you, oh, you have Venus in the first house. You have Jupiter the 12th. And everybody's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You can make so much money. You're just like, what? No, but you can make money doing cosplay. You could be one of those TikTokers. You go viral for being a cosplay person. And now you're getting hella money because you're doing 12th house things, which is creating something, imagination, getting dressed up, video, film, all that other stuff. I have Venus trine Jupiter, baby. Get into it. And my Venus is retrograde. So don't let people scare you. And my Venus is in Scorpio. Like, it still can happen for you. So don't be scared. Like, get into it. So that's that. I'm telling you, sextile, semi-sextile. But the squares, you have to use both energies. If you want to get what you really want, you have to integrate both. And you cannot, squares make you compartmentalize yourself. So if you are a squared up person, you are very tense and frustrated and tight because you keep compartmentalizing your personality. You keep compartmentalizing your needs and your wants. Okay. And that's not what we want to do. All right. Venus and Leo, hey, I need attention. I need to feel like I'm the queen, the king when I'm around you. But Jupiter and Scorpio, please keep it private. I want you to show me off, but keep me private. I want you to show me off, but protect me. I want you to show me off, but I have to trust you with what I got going on, with my Jupiter, with my wisdom. And it's going to come through experience. It's going to come through trial and error. That's Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the law. So this is where this comes from. You have to do both, right? You have to enjoy living in the present moment and being deep with them in the present moment and then move on. A trine is easy flow. It's not better or worse because, it could be a shit show. You can keep attracting shit show after shit show after shit show with a trine because it just keeps coming, So, but trines create ease. It creates an ease of flow. It creates like, oh, I'm used to this. So I don't really see it as a gift. Whereas in sextiles or semi-sextiles, you're like, ooh, I think I can make something happen with this. Venus, semi-sextile Mercury is like, I think I could write a book. I think I could be a teacher. I think I could be a lecturer. I think I could run a class. I could do that, I think. I could throw parties. I could be a social events plan. You can, and you would make a lot of money doing it because it's an opportunity for you to develop those skills. Love sextiles. So that's, yes, trines can turn into an overindulgence. That's the perfect word, Lindsay. Thank you. Overindulgence with a trine. I know. Because Jupiter makes you thick, honey. Okay, Jupiter makes you tall this way or it makes you wide. So if you have too much Jupiter energy, baby, watch what you eat. If you have Jupiter transit in your first house, you're going to gain weight. You might want to be gaining weight this whole time too. So that's a great time for you to gain weight. But yeah, Jupiter transits, like when you see them thick, know they have Jupiter with Moon or Jupiter in Cancer. A lot of them, or they have a lot of Sagittarius placements. That's giving thick energy. It's giving thick because Sagittarius is the centaur. It's the horse, and Cancer rules the breast area and the stomach. So when you have Jupiter, it expands this. Okay, Jupiter in Cancer can give you big boobs. Jupiter on your moon can give you big boobs. Jupiter trine moon, Jupiter conjunct moon, can give you big stomach, big breast. You know, men, women, doesn't matter. So now Jupiter with Saturn, because this is everybody wants to know. Excuse me, Venus with Saturn. Venus and Saturn. Okay. Remember, Venus likes to saunter. It likes to relax. Saturn likes to get to work. It likes to have a system in place. It likes to be reliable, persistent, consistent, patient. It likes to be on time. So if you date a person with Venus and Saturn and you're late, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna turn out for you. They don't like that. They don't like people messing with their time. Venus and Capricorn, they don't like that. Venus in the 10th house, don't like that. Venus in the 6th, you're messing up my schedule. Why are you not on time? I planned this out. This is very scheduled for me. This is exactly where I fit you in. Why are you not here? Venus square Saturn feels like love is never the right time. This could be meeting someone who's already in a relationship, or you're in a relationship, or both y'all in a relationship, or one of y'all is married, one of you is not married, right? But it's poorly timed. Um, and because Saturn is about limitation, it's about creating hardships, it's about getting your ass kicked, it's about mastering, though. It's about it's about creating a legacy. So Venus square Saturn can come from a lineage of people who Meg says, Hood Astro Queen, the long suffering wife syndrome, long suffering husband. But there's stunted emotional availability. This is giving love is hard, struggle love. Okay, it's giving struggle love. This can also be Venus in Capricorn and Venus in Aquarius too. It can also be struggle love. Venus in Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces is all giving struggle love. But Venus with Saturn is giving harsh reality of love and relationships, harsh reality of finances, especially the square and the conjunction. A lot of times these people end up in divorce, they end up separated, but there has to be something in your chart that says you will get divorced, or it could just be a separation and then you guys end up back together. I hope that makes sense. But Venus with Saturn is giving enduring love, loving an older person, a more mature person, a person who has some age, some experience on you, getting in business with your loved one. This is also, this can give punishment. Saturn is the punisher. So it can almost feel as if like your relationships are punishing you. Because Saturn is where you're supposed to master and you're supposed to have boundaries, and Venus just wants to relax and do whatever it wants. So if your Venus, for instance, is in Gemini and your Saturn is in Pisces and it's creating a square, first of all, you're very indecisive. You don't have boundaries. And when it comes to you want to look a certain way when it comes to love, like you're trying to give off this certain image, but your Venus in Gemini is you're just curious, like you're sapiosexual, whereas in Saturn and Pisces is you want to martyr yourself, you want to give up yourself, you feel like you have to sacrifice yourself. Whereas Venus in Gemini is asking you to keep it light and just get some information and have fun and make friends first. Stop diving headfirst into the situation and killing yourself over it, essentially. And when somebody doesn't meet that, doesn't give you the same compassion, you can slip into sadness, melancholy, depression. These people, Venus square Saturn, get depressed when they get broken up with. These are the friends that you need to watch when they are in those kind of situations and going through a breakup, because they take breakups worse than most signs. Venus square Saturn and Venus square Pluto. Venus square Mars, they'll get over it fast because Mars doesn't really hang on to stuff unless it's in a fixed sign, but they'll still get over it relatively fast because it's Mars. Mercury, as soon as somebody else interesting comes in, they're fine. Moon, when it depends on their emotional state, but usually their emotions, they can let it go. after they emotionally get over it. Talk it through, talk to their mom, talk to their close friend. Like they'll get over it, cry it out, emotional release. Jupiter, when they go on a trip, they meet a new motherfucker. They see somebody else sexy or hot. They over it. They expanded. They went somewhere else. They go to another college. They meet somebody else. Whatever. Because Jupiter likes to like. It's still about fun. But Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, much more difficult to deal with. And we'll talk about that. So for Saturn, it's feeling like you're old, like you're running out of time, but a lot of times you won't get the right person until you have matured. So it's highly suggested, and I've been doing more and more research, depending on your full story. I would have to look at the full story because you might have North Node in the seventh house. You see what I'm saying? And then Capricorn on the seventh, meaning that you're supposed to be partnering up with somebody in this lifetime, but it's going to come after the age of 30. So it might be that. But if you have Saturn in the seventh, Capricorn or Aquarius in the seventh, I highly suggest try not to get married before 30, 32. Try not to make any long-term decisions before that age. Um, you know, unless you have North Node in the fourth house and it's trining your Saturn. And so now it's making you more committed and like there's other things happening, okay? But Saturn here is discipline and is also respect. And so there's a loss of respect when it comes to love. These are just the hard stories that you hear about women in love, being cheated on, being beaten on, being punished, all of that. Whereas where a trine or especially a sextile, semi-sextile is so nice. It's like you want to commit when you're ready. It's like you're single until you're not. People with trines, they want a committed relationship. Most of the times they won't get in a relationship unless you're committing to me. But with a sextile, semi-sextile, it's like I'm single until I feel like I want to be with you in a relationship. Because it's more like, oh, there's a good opportunity here. I could do this, depending on whatever you guys choose to commit on. So that's what's happening with that. The trine is going to be Venus trine Saturn is going to give you, I'm here for you, long-term love, long-lasting relationship. And it could last a long time for really bad reasons. Depends on what sign it's in. Depends. It could be in the 8th and the 12th house, and your lover's taking all your money from you, stashing all the money, buying properties behind your back. Like it could be all kinds of things. Pluto in the second. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be all kinds of things. So, but that's what happens with the Saturn. Okay, Saturn it makes life more challenging. Life is you have to learn how to master negotiations. You have to learn how to negotiate in love. You have to learn how to negotiate. You have to learn how to balance better. And it's because you have inner tension. You're not willing to put up boundaries. Saturn, wherever your Saturn is. In Pisces, you're not putting up spiritual boundaries. You're not putting up boundaries around forgiveness and compassion and what that looks like to you. Whereas in Venus and Gemini, oh, you just want to do it for the fun of it, fuck it. But you're not being honest, about what hurts you and all that other stuff and how it impacts your spiritual health and all that. So that's what's going to happen. There's something out of sync there. Your Saturn, your respect and your love language are not on the same page. Whereas if there's a trine, sextile, semi-sextile, they're on the same page. Venus with Neptune. We only got 2 more to go. I'm not going to do Lilith because that's going to be a whole nother video. But Venus with Neptune. If Venus is square Neptune, struggle love. It's giving nomads. Okay, it's giving we ran away from our family. We're running. We met in a foreign land. We met someone on the beach, and now we're running away. We're getting married and all that other stuff. But Venus with Neptune is giving fantasy, illusions, rose-colored glasses, spiritual love. It's giving a healing love. It's giving a very it feels like it's a love from a past lifetime, for like many, many, many lifetimes ago, like lots of unfinished business. It also gives you unconditional love in some kind of way. Now, if it's square, not so much. There's unconditional with no fucking boundaries. with a trine or a sextile is nice. It's like y'all, you love dressing up, you love fashion, you love music, art, um, you love love. Like you just you enjoy being in love. It's spiritual for you. It's deeper than that. You love a love that moves you. You know, with the trine to Neptune, you're very romantic, um, very abstract, very forgiving, very compassionate, very open, you know, type of love with Neptune. Neptune, you can love so many different kind of people. This is why you don't really have a type. You don't have a type with Venus Neptune. You surprise yourself because it's really the spirit that you're falling in love with. It's deeper than that for you. Whereas in the square to Neptune, you tend to attract people that you want to save. So you tend to attract people that you find have been abandoned or that you might subconsciously think are weaker than you or you are weaker than them. And it becomes a victim savior dynamic between you two. So that's definitely something you want to watch out for. You can have a tendency to attract people who end up doing a lot of drugs, who end up in jail, who end up stealing, scamming. This is scammer love. Okay. This is you know those people when you hear them, oh my God, he's a billionaire and he loves me and he's selling me a dream. Is selling you a dream, but then all of a sudden he stole $100,000 from you. Oh, let me just hold this from you, babe. Let me. Yeah, I'm getting my property over. All those stories that you hear, the scammer stories in love. That's Venus square Neptune. That is Venus square Neptune all day. It is the closer the aspect. Venus in the 12th house can give this. Venus in the 8th house can give this. Venus in aspecting your 12th house planet can give this, okay? Because your 12th house is still your 12th house. So even if your 12th house is Capricorn and your Saturn is trine or semi-sextile Venus, you still gonna find out something, but you're gonna find out late because Capricorn is you're gonna find out when you're older. So wherever Capricorn is, we don't find out until we're older, okay? About said thing. So when Venus is square Neptune, you don't need to be doing no drugs. You don't need to be doing none of that. And if you're attracting people with that's the space they're in, I would tell you to run because Neptune is an ocean and you can drown very quickly. And the thing is, you start merging into that other person because you want to be in love so much, you want unconditional love so much that you see yourself in them. And then you merge into them. And then you start picking up their habits, start picking up, you know, this is why Pisces, all water signs are really good at art and acting and stuff because we can pick up on people's emotions and put them in our body and put them back out, you know, the art of manipulation. And so it could be an art of mirroring when it comes with this Pisces, because when you look into the water, you know, you see, well, is that me? The reflection looking back at me? And you want to be like in this bottomless pit of love that just engulfs you and takes you in. And so you can carry it away, basically, is what I'm saying. You can get carried all the fuck the way away. So, highly recommend. Don't ever put your drink down. Venus square Neptune. If you're at a party, you put a drink down. Don't do it. I don't even recommend you drinking, to be quite honest. I don't recommend you doing no drugs. I don't recommend you doing none of that because your sense of reality is already skewed. It's not realistic. Um, with the square, it's really unrealistic. Whereas in the sextile, it's more, you know, imagination. You can go between any of that. But with the trine, you do it too much, probably. It's just too easy for you. You drink every day, smoke every day. You're just like, well, whatever, I'm chilling. Like, it's not a big deal. You know, so there's some, with the square, Venus square Neptune, you can end up losing your money, losing your, you know, closest friends because of this deception, because of these lies. You can end up losing your home, things of that nature because of the scammer like energy, because there's somewhere you're not being realistic. And this is where Saturn is going to come into place. And Venus, you know, let's say Venus is in Leo and your Neptune is in, no, I'm sorry, let me pick some, no, that's fine. I could pick that. Let's see, your Neptune is in Aquarius. There's an opposition there. One of their friends ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's friends is somewhere is hiding something in somebody's friend group. Everything that you see amongst the friends is not what it is. Okay, Neptune in Aquarius. There's some confusion amongst the group dynamics and how we all interact with each other, Venus and Leo. But here I'm showing you, oh my God, hi, meet this friend, meet this friend, meet this friend. But there's some vagueness around the dynamics of the friendship within the group. So that can also happen, and it doesn't come until somebody else comes into the situation, opposition, until somebody else enters the picture. And then that's when it becomes clear. So that's what it is. Whereas in a square, if, let's say Venus is in, I'm trying to think of a good one, y'all. Venus is in Aquarius and Neptune is, no, I did that already. Let's say Venus is in Taurus. There we go. Venus is in Taurus and Neptune is in Scorpio. Um, Something about how they like to be pleasured, about their sex life they're not being honest. Something is hidden. How they're turned on, how they get sexual, how they're into it. They might not. Venus Taurus is like, ooh, like I want to touch you, I want to hug you, I want to do all this. But Neptune and Scorpio is like, I want tantra, I want mental sex, I want spiritual connection, I want all of this. And yeah, it feels good, but I don't feel anything. And so there could be that going on, right? Now, lastly, Venus and Pluto. It's giving. Is this video giving? Did you guys enjoy this so far? I hope you guys liked it and you are learning stuff from this video because I'm about to hop on with it. But Venus and hard aspect conjunction is considered a hard aspect. Square in opposition can give jealous lovers, controlling lovers, domineering, cautious, people who use you for your sexual energy, people who are regenerated by your sexual energy, because sex is a really big thing in this sign. How sex is how we share our bodies, who we share our bodies with, because Scorpio deals with other people's resources and it's opposite of Taurus. Taurus is your body, Scorpio is all of the things, right? So, and it rules the anus and the you know what I'm saying, that area. So Venus with Pluto conjunct, opposition, or square, a lot of times violence in the relationships. All right, violence in the relationship, because there's power dynamics are being played out. Okay, you either feel disempowered or you feel empowered through love, and a lot of times you're gonna feel both in this lifetime. But with the squares to Pluto, you can end up getting in abusive relationships over and over and over again, where you could be abused, or the next time you're the abuser, or you both y'all abuse on each other. Especially if it's in mutable signs or in, I'd be very careful with somebody with the mutable signs, because until they have a handle on how they feel about love, you need fixed signs. Too much mutable, you don't know you don't know what they finna do. They're not reliable. All right, so they might pop off and do anything. Cardinal will definitely pop off, but you need some fixed energy, because you need to be able to chill, like, and really understand. But Venus square, like if you have Venus square Pluto, Mars in Cancer, Moon, South Node with the Moon, square Saturn, relationships are gonna be hard for you. You got dealing with women, dealing with your emotions, being honest about your vulnerabilities, all that's gonna be extremely hard for you. And Venus with Pluto is all about vulnerability. And because you have a square to Pluto, you are scared to get vulnerable. You're scared to get close to somebody. You're scared for somebody to see your dark side, your shitty side, your asshole side. You are scared. You don't want your image destroyed. You don't want how people perceive you. You don't want people seeing you, the ugly side of you. You don't want people seeing that nasty, root, crevice, fucked up part of you. You don't want a person to see the damaged part of you. And it becomes an issue, because Spirit knows you're hiding something. And so the person who's in your life most likely has some aspects on your South Node or your Pluto or something, or your Venus, and they're meant to propel you into healing, because you're supposed to heal your relationship with betrayal, mistrust, and deep mistrust. Because at the end of the day, we choose who we love. We can meet someone and feel something for them, but love is a continual action. That's why it's in Libra through communication, and Taurus through consistency. Love is an action. It is developed, is grown. Love is grown. It is a seed that is planted. And through both of us working together, we grow this love. And with Venus and Pluto, hard aspects, you're scared to be controlled. You're scared that somebody's gonna know your worst secrets about you and expose you. You scared of people judging you. You're just scared of losing yourself in love. You're scared of losing your identity. You're scared of losing your money, your finances, because finances could be a huge thing when it comes to love relationships. Like, what's mine, what's yours? Even sharing your body, how you feel about sex. Do you really want to have sex? Venus square Pluto, you have to ask yourself this. You really have to ask, and I don't mean overall in life. I just mean in the moment. Do you really want to have sex? Is both your Venus and your Pluto both satiated? Because your Pluto is your mind. It is literally your psychology. It's how your psychology is built. Because this is where all the power controls go on. Is Pluto is the on and off switch of all the things. So, but your Venus is in Leo and your Pluto's in Scorpio, and or your Venus is in Aquarius and your Pluto's in Scorpio. You want to be friends, but you want the deep connection and you want the passion and you want some of the drama but your Scorpio Venus is telling you be detached. Okay. And a lot of the times love becomes a crisis situation. There's extremes when it comes to love. These people are very sexual. They're very powerful, but it's weird because these people can be very celibate for very long periods of time. They're extremely sexual people, but they're so scared of falling in love so much because if the person dies, goes away, it ends the relationship, they are in pieces. They can barely control themselves. They can barely hold themselves. They can barely, because their self-esteem is built, their psychology is built around, I have to be in a relationship so that I can feel worthy of something. So if someone doesn't, who's going to complete me? Who's my other? And this is where a lot of their self-esteem, unfortunately, comes from, is through these, and then being in relationships and not knowing which one is control, which one is not control, which one is, and exactly. And the whole, like, I was celibate for 5 years, but I'm a freak. And that's because you're scared or you had to take some of your sexual energy back because a lot of times too, and I didn't say this, but squares from Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Mars can give abuse, sexual abuse. Somebody using your sexual power against you at a young age. And because that's what sexual power is, it's energy. It is a power. Sex is a power. We create with sex. We create children. We create books. We create movies. We create clothing. We create food. Like, sex is, because that's how we were created. And so when you have Venus square Pluto, a lot of times abuse, rape can come into this. Sexual violence, beating up, financial abuse, all of that as well. Financial abuse, using your secrets against you. The art of surrendering to love is really, really different. And I'm with y'all, I got Venus conjunct Pluto. So I understand some of these dynamics, you know what I mean? And how they show up in love and not wanting to be in certain relationships because I saw how certain things played out. And, I'm just like, very cautious. But at the end of the day, you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that you're able to walk away when it's time. That's the key thing with Pluto aspects Venus. When that shit is dead and gone, it's dead and gone. Stop reviving that shit because we can revive anything. Scorpio is about revival. It's about rebirth. So when it is dead and gone, like, you should not be screaming, fighting, yelling. I mean, sometimes, that happens, but I'm saying you should not be begging for someone to stay and to love you and to see you and to do this with you. They have to willingly want to go that deep on their own. They already have to have Pluto, deep Scorpio placements, Pisces, Cancer, for them to even be on your level. Okay? Because with Venus, Pluto, you need depth. Depth is non-negotiable. You could have all the Gemini placements, but if your Venus is square Pluto, you need depth. You need to talk to your best friend about deep conversations. Even if it's deep conversations about fucking Pokemon, the Animaniacs, but then all of a sudden y'all are talking about aliens. You know what I'm saying? Or you're talking about tantra, or you're talking about psychology. Like you just need that depth. So Venus square Pluto, you guys have this thing, this cycle, especially if it's a fixed sign. You will stay in abusive relationships way too long. You're being abused. You're not putting up your boundaries. You're not saying anything because you are scared to lose this love of your life, and because love is a part of your psychology. Venus is a part of your psychology, who you are. And the point with this placement is self-love. You have to love yourself more than the other person loves you. Okay? You have to love yourself more than the other person loves you. It's non-negotiable. You have to save yourself first. You have to be able to walk away. It doesn't matter if it's been 5 minutes or 5 years or 15 years or 50 years, you have to be able to walk away. As soon as you see something that is not to your liking, with Venus square Pluto specifically, y'all, I'm talking to these people specifically. There's other people that you need to stay your ass in a relationship because you just running away. You can't even handle somebody's opinion, okay? But Venus square Pluto is very specific, especially if you have Venus Mars conjunct square Pluto. You have to walk away. There will always be somebody else. There will always, and that's no shade to anybody, to any of, not to me, to anybody. There's will always be, the world is so abundant. There's always somebody else to love. There's a healthier version of love. But until you have healed your relationship with control and how you will show up in relationships, wanting to control the other person and how they show up, how they feel, how they talk, what they understand, how they love you, you're going to have problems. You have to let the person love you the way they love you. All right. Taurus, Venus, Pluto, Scorpio, definitely into the revivals too. Absolutely. It's opposition. It's the same thing. Opposition, squares, conjunction. Let shit die. So it's very cool. Like I'm in a relationship now where he tells me all the time, if you can bag her, you can have her. Like he's like, I don't want to control you. I don't want a relationship that's controlling because I don't want to be controlled. I said, neither do I. I want to do what I want to do. He's like, me too. And my Venus has progressed into Sagittarius, where I'm getting more freedom. You know, I'm getting more a love to experience love. I'm having fun traveling. I'm doing all my it's in the sixth house. I'm still working, but I'm still doing all the Sagittarius stuff, you know, where it's more about the experience of love now. It's not life or death with love. Um, and yeah, and sometimes these people can experience death of love of people that they love, close ones. Close ones to them die often. You know, if this is going on in your ninth house, I mean your third house and your seventh house, you know, you could be best friends. You could be, it's like you get a best friend and they die. You get another best friend, they die. You get another best friend and they die. It's like lots of death because you don't understand endings. There's something about your chart, your energy, your family lineage that does not like to let go of things, that does not like to let go of things. That's the square. Whereas in a trine and a sextile with Pluto, you are here to revive. You are here to reinstate, refresh. You're here to resurge, heal. You're going to be a love healer. These are counselors, love counselors, marriage counselors. These are shaman people. These are wedding people who marry you. These are also people who work at funeral homes. This is also Venus square Pluto, could be that too. Dealing with death, working with death doulas, birth doulas, um, anybody who deals with transitions, anybody who deals with one transition to another is that, because Scorpio's transformation, Pluto's transformation. Um, this is why these people get into tantra sex. Tantra sex is really, really healing for y'all. Pluto Scorpio, getting your mind, your spirit, and your body all together. This is why masturbation is really good for you guys, because you have to heal that love with yourself. Okay, you have to heal that love with yourself. You have to learn to love your own body, have control over your own body, know what it likes, know what it doesn't like, really get into it. You know, with a trine, you're going to be very sexy, sensual, very mysterious. People are going to think you're very powerful. You're like that it girl, it guy, but still giving intimidating. All the aspects of Pluto will give intimidating. Like, oh my God, I'm intimidated by you, but I'm intrigued. You know, with a sextile and a semi-sextile and a trine, it's like I'm intrigued, I'm intimidated. Ooh, with the square and opposition, it's like I'm intimidated. I don't know, I'm intimidated. They're more scared and intimidated because that frustration and the rage. Okay, there's a lot of sexual rage under there. Whereas an opposition is like, ooh, I want to take on this challenge. They're intimidating, but let me take on the challenge. And then when I find out, oh, she's soft, she's not really that intimidating, she's really not that hard on the outside, whatever. You see? So that's the square. The square to Pluto. It's going to be hard. You got to be really mindful about who you're in a relationship with. You have to have strong boundaries. Okay. And let's talk about Venus retrograde. Thank you for my round of applause. Let's talk about Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde is going to make you have to redo love. Okay. A lot of the times you're going to be in relationships with people that you feel like are from the past, very spiritual as well, because anything with re is internal, so it turns spiritual because it's introspective automatically. So Venus retrograde can lower your self-esteem. It can make you not feel beautiful. And you don't rely on your beauty. Like, people might have told you you're beautiful all day. You might have been a model or like a kid model or something, but you don't rely on your beauty. You have learned not to rely on that. You have learned not to rely on relationships. You have learned not to put your trust in nobody. You have learned that love starts with you. That's the point of Venus retrograde. You have to learn that love starts with you, and you attract what you are. And that's Venus retrograde. So it's going to have reversals when it comes to love. It's going to have, a lot of stops and starts in relationships. It's going to have, makeup. It could be a lot of makeups and breakups. Getting together, not getting together, getting together, not getting together, because that's Venus retrograde. You know what I'm saying? So it's the retrograde is going to, like, you could have been born with a direct, but then it goes retrograde in your progress chart, and this could be when a divorce comes in. Like everything seemed good, and then all of a sudden she came home and said she wanted a divorce. You said wanted divorce because they don't feel love. So there's a lot of self-worth issues. You're not charging for what you should be charging for. I know that. I'm out here giving readings for free. I'm over here giving readings to my makeup artist, I'm giving readings to anybody that I run into, and I could be charging every single person, and I don't. Because I'm a Scorpio and Taurus. I gotta learn about resources. I gotta be okay with charging people money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be okay with it because my information is good. I know what I'm doing. I have to trust myself. But with Venus retrograde, you're always asking yourself, is that worth it? Should I do that? Should I spend that much money on that? Where's the sales section? Now I need to get that on sale. I'm gonna wait. Everybody got it anyway. I'm gonna just wait. You think that they're gonna ask me out? Should I ask them? Maybe I should wait. I don't know what to do. Who should I date? What do I like? Man, I don't know. It's so much reorganizing, restructuring. I'm telling you, retrograde Venus is giving a little bit of like Uranus vibes. It's unpredictable. You're unpredictable when it comes to love. You are who you date, your style, how you look. People are not going to understand your fashion. People are not going to understand your look. It's all of that because retrograde is misunderstood. It's misunderstood energy. It is internalized energy, but it's stuff that you think about a lot. You think a lot about, okay, how do I look? How do I show up in my relationships? Am I giving enough love to myself? Am I giving enough love to that person? What did I do wrong in that relationship? What did I do right? What do I need to step up on? Retrograde Venus is also being abandoned. Okay, you were abandoned by somebody that you loved or that you perceived that was supposed to love you. If you were born with a Venus retrograde, the love wasn't really what it seemed. It wasn't real, or it didn't feel real anymore. And depending on what sign it's in, it's because of that sign. So Venus retrograde in Scorpio is because of cheating, betrayal. Venus retrograde in Leo is because of pride, ego, gravitas, narcissism. When it's in Taurus, it's about money and financial issues. When it's in Capricorn, it's about work ethic. When it's in Venus, it's about your friendship group. So it's all of these. Like if you have Venus retrograde in Aquarius, you're going to change your friendship groups a lot because you're going to have a lot of different needs, and you're going to change a lot of what you want and how you dress and the people you hang out with. So you're always redoing your tribe. You're redoing your tribe, and to other people, you might look really fickle. You might look like you're not a good friend. But your Venus is in retrograde in your Aquarius, telling you you need to think about the people you hang out with, because maybe the last lifetimes you were hanging out with the wrong crowd and they got your ass in trouble. So that's what can happen with the retrograde Venus. Retrograde Venus is you're going to have ups and downs with your money, because you have to learn how to do finances. Okay, you have to learn how to deal with money. So that's going to go up and down. You know, just all that. I was born with Venus stationing. It's going to be retrograde. Wait, hold on. I was I was born with Venus stationing. It's going to be retrograde in my progress until 2032. So you have a lot of reworking to do. You know, when it comes to your love relationships for these next 10, 12 years, you're going to be dating people and like getting in relationships and maybe getting out of relationships. And I would say take it slow if you have the time to do that. You know, that doesn't mean don't get married. That doesn't mean that, but just be cautious. You know, if you guys do choose to get married, get a prenup, have your paperwork in order. Okay, have your own bank accounts. As long as you have your own fucking money, you'll be all right. As long as you have a skill set, your own money, and your own network, go do what you want to do. Okay, don't stop your entire life when you fall in love with somebody. Don't give up your entire identity for somebody else. Keep going, doing you. Keep making your friends. Keep hanging out with your people so you have an entire life, regardless if this relationship moves on or not. Because putting all your eggs in that basket, it gets boring. Okay. Oh, we didn't talk about Uranus. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. Jeez. So that's a lot of retrograde stuff. Let me talk about Uranus. I'm so sorry. Venus with Uranus. We did not even talk about that. First of all, you're not going to date who anybody else dates. You're always going to date somebody out the box. Um, you're always going to date somebody who's a little off the wall, a little quirky, little different. Okay. You're going to date somebody who piques your interests mentally. You want to date your best friend. You want to date someone that your friends really enjoy. You might end up dating one of your friends. It might really be one of your friends, or meeting them through a friend of a friend. You might find your lover online. These are the people who can have success with online dating. You can have this as well with a transit, especially if it's promised in your chart. But it's unexpected situations. Love is up and down. Now, squares and oppositions can give quick stops and starts to relationships. Like, it's like you're not in love, you wasn't even looking for love. Boom, you done ran into somebody, now you fell in love. Okay? And now all of a sudden you broke up. But these people can get married fast, have babies fast, fall in love fast, and then break up just as fast. Okay? Divorce happens really quick. Um, a separation happens, something like that. Because Aquarius is different. You got to shake it up. You have to be able to reach your goals with your lover. But Venus, Uranus, you need to have your own money. This is, especially if you have a square, baby, life is gonna flip you upside down. So don't ever be out here with none of your own assets. When you have Venus square Uranus, you're crazy. If you know astrology and you're looking at it and you're studying it and you're really looking at it and you're like, this is one of my tightest aspects, or I have a applying square, or I have some, you better have your own shit, because Uranus turns you upside down. You don't have a choice. It's like electrocution. They liken it to electrocution, lightning, science, airplanes, everything. Because when it comes to that, anything can happen. Say you have Uranus in Virgo, square Venus in Sag. A health issue can come up. Uranus in Virgo, unexpected health issues, unexpected issues with the nerves, the digestion system, the liver, the not the liver, excuse me, that's Jupiter, the intestine. So now you have to get a surgery, and now your money's low. Like, so, no, all right. Um, you just have to be prepared, because Uranus in Virgo is gonna, one, you don't even have a regular work day anyway. You don't have a regular job a lot of the times, but health issues can just come out of nowhere with this placement. Let's say you have Uranus in Cancer. Something can happen with your mother, your family, that you need to go tend to them. And Venus in Capricorn, and now your business. You know, you have to. You have to have assets. You have to have backups. You have to have a good business part. Like you just have to put yourself in place, right? How would someone with this aspect express their fashion? Very unique. It's giving Doja Cat. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. I know she has a heavy Uranus placement. It's giving off the wall. This side of my hair is purple. This side of my hair is shaved. Um, if you have a trine and if you have a sextile, you're gonna do this. Like it works out for you. People love that quirky off the wall style. When it's a square, it's more like you're trying a little hard. You could have been like the rebellious teenager that went through the emo goth phase, and like you were trying really hard to be different when you were younger, and because you just didn't know how to integrate both energies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this off of the cuff. You have Venus in Gemini, who likes to be like book nerd and like librarian type of vibe patterns and stuff. But then you have Uranus in Pisces, which is cosplay and glamour and glam and like literally makeup, hair, just perfume. It's ethereal. That's what it's giving, main character energy. But you have your Venus in Gemini, so you want to do both. So this is why you're going to probably have a lot of glasses, hats, accessories. It's going to be very eclectic. One day you're going to look like a rich auntie. The next day you're going to look like hobo chic. The next day you're going to look like gala. The next day you're going to look. It's just going to switch it up. So these people can be extremely amazing in the fashion space. You know what I'm saying? These are the innovators when it comes to fashion. They're thinking off the wall, can use technology in fashion. Um, oh, I love that. Venus, Uranus, and Grand Trine in Sagittarius. Venus, Uranus, and Grand Trine in Sagittarius. It's good. It's giving travel company. It's giving travel company retreats. It's giving couples therapy. It's giving get together couples and take them on trips and get paid for that. It's giving publishing a book. Like I would have to look at your chart to know what it is. But a grand trine is there's opportunity there. Use it. I have 2 or 3 water trines and I'm an actor. I'm using my emotions. You see what I'm saying? I'm not letting them use me. So I get paid to cry. I get paid to laugh. I get paid to act. I get paid to say somebody else's words. That's the trine. Like that's the grand trines. Everybody always used to tell me, "Oh, you're so emotional. You're so emotional." Yes, I am, bitch. And now look at me. So like, oh, you're so fiery. You're so spontaneous. You're off the cuff. Oh, you're so adventurous. If you keep hearing the word adventurous in your life, oh, you're so fearless. What is that? Okay, so do something that's fearless. Start a skydiving company. Adrenaline junkies, worldwide fucking marathon because you probably could get it funded. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally can get that shit funded. You can have Uranus and Sagittarius. You can go on the internet and get people from all over the world. Oh, we're doing a worldwide scavenger hunt. It's $50,000. You can get all the rich people to do it. You're doing a worldwide scavenger hunt. You're heading. This is something that you can plan this. You know what I'm saying for time. So just be innovative, right? So it's giving. When you have a trine, y'all better use it. Don't be lazy. I have a lot of emotional intelligence. I know how to tap into people's minds and their emotions and like read things. I use it to my advantage. I use it because I'm an actor. I use it for my astrology. I use it for all that kind of stuff. Okay. I need to open up my birth chart readings because y'all be asking me all the time. I should do it for the month of December because I'll probably won't have no jobs in December. So would Venus trine Saturn help and be beneficial to my partner's Venus square Neptune? You would have to look at yeah, no, you have Venus trine Saturn in the composite. That's you guys want to commit to each other. It's easy to commit to each other. As long and you're more realistic when it comes to love. And then that person is more unrealistic when it comes to love. So it's a good match. You see what I'm saying? Because you're gonna keep the person grounded while they're up in the sky. So it works out. It's a yin and a yang. And the composite chart is where all the answers are. If you want to know if the relationship's going to last, look in the composite chart. If you want to know what the purpose is of the relationship, look in the composite chart. You know, unfortunately, if you have the composite chart and you have North Node in the first house, most likely y'all not going to stay together. Most likely that relationship is going to lead you to find yourself, is going to lead you both to choose yourselves in the relationship. If you have North Node in the seventh, you're meant to get married. You're meant to be in a partnership. You're meant to work together. You're meant to do something long term and build something together. If it's in the eighth house, absolutely. Sharing psychology, sex, things of that nature. If it's in the second house, you're here to make money together, create wealth. In the fourth house, here to create a family. Fifth house, family, kid. Sometimes it's just a kid, okay? That you're not supposed to just have a kid. But I'm sorry, I didn't finish with the Venus Uranus. This is why I hate reading the comments sometimes because I'd be like, I just want to answer all y'all questions. Venus trine Uranus. You love dating the off the cuff. You love dating the weirdo, and it always works out for you. The more unconventional you are with your dating life, the better it works out for you. Semi-sextile. If you take the opportunity, you could find someone online. You could date someone in your friend group. You could, if you take the opportunity to do it. You see what I'm saying? Cancer. You might have Cancer and Leo placements. Go to your mom's birthday party, and you might end up meeting the person there, but you don't want to fly out to your mom's birthday party. And you have Sagittarius, but you're not willing to go back home. Well, guess what? If you have Venus in the fourth house, Venus in Cancer, most of the time your lover is close to your home, from your home country, or knows your family. Those are the situations that you're usually in. So staying around there, if you want that, that's what's going to work out for you. But when it's a sextile, semi-sextile, trine Uranus, um, exciting relationships. You need relationships with a lot of mental stimulation. You need liberation. You need freedom. You need, like, okay, I need my space. Okay, space is necessary for this. These are the type of people that have, even with Jupiter, space is necessary. Like, I love you, but we cannot live in a one bedroom apartment forever. Like, we have to move somewhere else because I need my space. Um, so yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do today. Okay. I will see you guys later. Tell your friends about this video. This is long enough. I missed y'all, but I think I caught up on the energies. You guys can deep dive, talk about it in the comments below. Give me anything else. We didn't even talk about money. We didn't talk about fashion for real. We were just talking about relationships. But there's so much to be said. So just look at your Venus and be honest with who you are. Venus in fire signs likes to be shown love. Venus in water signs likes to be felt love. Venus in air signs likes to be told that they are loved. And Venus in earth signs like to be supported financially with their dreams and love. Okay. And it's so many different things. Look at your aspects. Are you Venus Mars? You rush into love. Are you Venus Sun and you need all the attention? Just be honest with who you are. Look at where your Venus is natally, and then look at your progressed Venus, because that's going to really show you like what you think about love today, which is a whole nother conversation. And then the house that it's in, we didn't go over the houses, but Venus in the first house is personal love. Like, I like what I like. Venus in the second is, I need to feel, my self-worth. I need to feel provided for. Venus in the third, I need to talk to my person. We need to be on the same mental plane. Venus in the fourth is, they need to be family oriented, private, safe. I want to feel safe with this person. Venus in the fifth is giving fun. It's giving, let's play together, let's laugh together. Venus in the sixth is like, let's get to work, let's take care of each other. Venus in the seventh is, okay, like, I want a partner so that I can feel seen, feel loved. I really want to be in a partnership. I think I would be a great partner to somebody. Venus in the eighth is, I need a deeper love. I need to go through some shit. Like, my love life is gonna go through some shit until it's healed, until I heal my stuff with it. Venus in the ninth is, I need to travel. I need to get out in the world for love. I need to see different things. I need to expand my beliefs around love. Venus in the 10th is, I love my job. I love my career. I love my status. So I need to find somebody who is ambitious. Ambition is the key word for Venus in the 10th. Ambition, ambition, ambition. You cannot be around a lazy person, freeloader, and none of that. That's not going to work for you. Ambition, someone who's focused on the goals. Venus in the 11th, community oriented person. You have to love your community. You have to give back. And you have to go for your dreams. Go big or go home. And then Venus in the 12th is, I'm going to just make it up. Depends on what signs are in there. But I'm going to just make up whatever I think. So thank you guys. I will talk to y'all soon. And yeah, let's get into it. Scorpio season. It's time to let go. So whatever it is that you've been holding on to with death grip, loosen your loose grip. This is what I've learned in my life. Loose grip. Because ain't nothing gonna fall out your hand that ain't meant for you. That's not meant to stay there. Loose grip. You don't have to hold on to nothing tight in this lifetime. Don't hold on to nothing, not even your ego. Don't hold on to your opinion that tight. Don't hold on to what you think you're gonna be or who you think you're gonna be. Loose grip. Have a loose grip. You're gonna have a way better life if you just have a loose grip. Don't be so caught up in the narratives that you're feeding yourself every day. Be malleable. Be loose. Be art. Be art. You know, art is loose. It's malleable. It's a canvas. God still got some more painting and stuff to do. Okay, so you're not who you are. This is not it. It's an evolutionary game. You're always evolving. You have tomorrow, the next hour, to make a better decision than you made yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So let it go. Those friendships, the relationship with your family, the relationship with your career, just allow the universe to move you around, and you're gonna have such a better time. You know what I'm saying? Like I always thought, oh, I want to be an actor. I want to be an actor, and I'm so grateful I'm an actor. Like, but I want more now. I want something different. I see more for myself. I want to be an actor. I want to be an astrologer. I want to be a writer. I want to be a producer. I see. It's very clear for me. So I'm just letting God move me around. This is just my entrance point, you know. So loose grip, and not saying that your vision isn't loose. Like whatever is in your mind is your vision. So keep going for that goal, but do it with a loose grip. Do it with the ability to change and shift. Because I said to myself, I don't have to be an actor. I could be a writer. I could be this. I could be that. I just want to be in the industry. So have a loose grip, whatever you got going on. You know, I wanna be a writer. Don't tell yourself what kind of writer you're gonna be. Just say, I want to write. I'm a Gemini. I have Mercury placements. I need to say something. I need to share this information. Let the universe show it to me. My Venus is in the fifth house. Yeah, I started writing songs this year, no pen, period. Like, you don't know what you're capable of. So, loose grip, loose grip. Like, just remember, loose grip, loose grip, loose grip. That's all I got to tell myself, loose grip. Because if this person loves me, they're going to show me. If this job values me, they're going to show me. If my family values me, they're going to show me. And I don't have to force my way. I don't have to convince my way into being loved. I don't have to show off. I don't have to be crazy. I don't have to be, and I mean crazy, meaning like I can't control my own energy type of thing. You deserve love. You deserve abundance. You deserve safety. You deserve great sex. You deserve great friendships. You just got to do a little bit more loose gripping and a little bit more maneuvering and trying out things. Okay, so don't give up. You might have, you know, had a horrible time with South Node in the 11th house, lost all your friends right now. But that's because you're supposed to be meant to focus on your creativity. You're supposed to focus on your inner child and heal your inner child. You cannot be good to the community until you heal what hurts you in the past. Or you need to heal your relationship with your child. You know what I'm saying? Or with having children and what that means to you. Might have South Node transiting in the third house. Might have gotten into a lot of arguments. You know what I'm saying? Might have showed your ass a couple times. Okay? Might have showed your ass a few times. But you've gained a lot of wisdom. You've learned things. You have a better perspective now. You have a better outlook on life. You've learned a lot of lessons. You've grown a lot. Okay? South Node in the 10th house, you might have lost your job, your career. There might have been some, the business has gone down, it's bankrupt, it's in debt. Your boss is in debt. Now it has to shut down. You're losing hours. The power dynamics is weird. There's shady stuff going on behind the scenes. And you had to get out of there. Well, Venus is in the fourth house now. You might be able to work for yourself. This might be the time to put the things that bring the simple things that you like to the surface and sell those. Maybe you always just wanted to cook. Maybe you just want to garden. Maybe you want to make jewelry. Maybe you want to make soaps. And so you quit your high profile job and you quit your big, powerful job to be at home and have a simpler life and take care of your emotions, take care of your children, take care of your family in the way you best know how. And I'll leave you guys with this note. I read on Instagram a while ago on a hair braiding video. This one woman commented, she's like, you know, out of my two masters and my PhD or something, um, I've never had more joy and calm or made more money than from braiding hair. So, whatever you think the idea of success is, it's probably not that. It's probably a much simpler version. And that's the thing with Taurus um, North Node. It's here to simplify things. It's here for you to plant seeds. So you better be planting seeds wherever this North Node in Taurus is at in your chart right now. Plant those seeds. Okay. So that's it. I'm happy I came back and had this talk with y'all. Thank you for anybody who timestamps down below. I appreciate you for listening to this entire video. And yeah, love y'all. Ciao.